it's like batting practice. You got to swing your bat a bunch of times to be able to hit the ball consistently.
You got to get reps in.
You got to do deals.
Because I know how it is when you talk to boys around this age, the testosterone, the egos.
And says, this is how you fucking lose games. You want to win or you want to lose this year? That was my last play of my career.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back with Real Deal Talk. Oh, yeah. The crowd is alive today, ladies and gentlemen. And the reason why is because they saw who entered the building. The man himself, the myth, the legend. This guy is an animal. Casey LeBlanc is in the house, owner of New Venture Escrow. Right now, you got people that are downsizing, going out of business, singing the blues, pointing fingers, blaming the recession as well. They should, but not this guy. This guy is actually expanding. He's taking territory. He's growing. He's scaling. He's building teams. He's a freaking animal. Dude, I'm so happy to have. And this is round 2. This is 2.0 for Casey LeBlanc. 2.0. My man in the house. We're gonna light this thing on fire today. Are you ready?
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. It's a lot of pressure coming in for a second time. You got to be entertaining for a second time. So I'm ready to go. Well, an animal. I'm not sure which animal, but we'll find out over the next couple of hours, right?
So just so you guys know, Casey was it 2 or 3 years ago? I can't even.
It's been a couple of years. Well, and originally I had you on our podcast,
correct?
And then we kind of exchanged stories, and we're like, that's not enough.
Yeah.
So
I've been watching him all over social media, and like I said, the dude is just. I'm actually downplaying how much territory he's taking right now. And that's why I can't wait to get into this today, bro, to talk about what you're doing, how you're doing it, building your teams. Because the biggest thing is, which we talked about the first time around. But folks, if you want to catch up on his story, go back to my podcast. I think it was 2 or 3 years ago, Casey LeBlanc on Real Deal Talk. Go get caught up because he gave his entire story going all the way back to childhood, his football career with San Jose State, right?
Yep.
And then you also played a little bit, or you tried out for the NFL. Mm-hmm. I'll never forget the story when you got lit up by Brian Urlacher, right?
That's right. Yeah. Brian Urlacher. That was actually in college, but and my NFL days were short, but it was with the 49ers for a bit, and then cut, which is also another funny story. But the story is we're not going to have to tell it now, but it was. I was just telling this the other day where it's like if Twitter was there, 20 years ago when I was trying out or playing for the 49ers, I jump off sides, first team versus team drill, and a coach runs after.
Set the stage again.
Why am I telling the most embarrassing story of my life? We've only been talking for 5 fucking minutes.
I know.
Okay, so.
Set it up again. We got to hear
I'll tell it. It's actually kind of a funny story. So it's one of the most embarrassing stories I had to playing. But so it's the Niners in 2001. They were a playoff team, so they were good. So I started playing well during camp, and I work my way up to first team. So the first time we have scrimmage, first team versus first team, I literally got Terrell Owens on one side, me on the other side, Jeff Garcia at quarterback, and the first play of the first padded scrimmage, and I jump off sides. You can't do that as a receiver, right?
No.
So Steve Mariucci is the coach at the time. He is probably 60 yards away. He was way the fuck over there. He is in it, and he's probably 65 years old.
Yeah.
He's in a dead sprint right towards me, and he's screaming at the top of his lungs. So I'm like, I'm bracing for tackle. I don't know what this guy's gonna do. Grabs me by the face mask, takes me across the entire team and across the entire media. And says, this is how you fucking lose games. You want to win or you want to lose this year? That was my last play of my career. and they literally I don't want to say walk. He drags me to the sideline and saying that is absolutely losing football. Can't happen, won't happen on my team. And so you don't actually get cut on the field, although it felt like it. They take you into the locker room, and they have a squad of like 3 people following you to grab all your shit, all your playbooks, so they don't tell you anything.
Nothing.
Aside from like, hey, nice seeing you, nice knowing you.
That was it.
That was it. You know what's funny though? So I always tell people like, why do you tell that story? Well, it's really about when you get an opportunity, you got to perform. And doing stupid shit like that is not performing. And if you don't perform, you're not going to play. And if you don't play, you're not going to, keep elevating and getting better. And so it was a really good lesson. I played really well leading up to that. And then I got the lights came on and it just complete.
I can't
Zero.
believe, and bro, I love because people are so sensitive these days, and people don't even know what hard work is about. Here you are, you literally in practice, and all you did was go offside when the pressure was on, when it counted, and that was it.
And that was it. But it was a great lesson. Like if you do shit like that, if you don't perform and you don't do well, you can get that. That's what you get.
That's what you get.
And it's like there's no trophies for second place. It's like, hey,
well, there is now.
Yeah, there is now.
Like our entire society.
I just don't buy into that stuff. And so while a lot of people are like, God, that's so embarrassing and this and that. Now, I wish there was video of it, but looking at it, it would have been embarrassing. But looking back on it, it's not embarrassing. Like one of those lessons, like, hey, you've got to do better than that. And so that's just one of those things you take away with you.
And because you got people like at a job that they think is hard, like your employees, they really think they got it hard. They start getting entitled. And here you are, like going for a professional football, and all you did was go offside one time, and that's it. You're done. You lost your job.
I think if I was better, I don't think they would have cut me, right? I mean, to be honest with you, if I was maybe 6'2", a little bit faster, I don't think I was going to get cut. If I was drafted in the second round, I don't think I was going to get. There's a lot of reasons. I mean, being a 5'10" white wide receiver in the NFL in 2001.
Yeah,
there's not a lot of those back in those days. So I think
ever.
No, yeah, I think there's like 3,
in history.
Yeah. So anyway, it was fun. I always say this though. I was with the 49ers for less than a cup of coffee, right? And my dad has never been more proud. We're like lifelong 49er fans, and he looked at me like I was an all-pro. It didn't matter if it was like 14 minutes in an NFL uniform. So that was cool.
I love it, dude. I love it. So give me the Urlacher story one more time. The Brian Urlacher, and if you follow football.
So there's 3 stories that are absolutely embarrassing. You want to cover all 3 of them?
Correct.
Just right
At least two.
Okay. All right. Really quickly. So is my second or third game of my college career, and I ended up playing a lot. And Urlacher was playing for New Mexico. That's where he went to.
And Urlacher is, by the way, one of the most renowned. Let's call him like an infamous linebacker in the NFL.
Yeah, well,
he's a Terminator.
He played free safety at New Mexico. He played linebacker, free safety. Yeah. He returned kicks. He played off.
Wow.
This guy was.
Wow.
We were watching film of him, and I was only, 18 years old at the time. And I just remember thinking, this guy is an absolute freak. I've never seen anything like it. To be that big and that quick.
Yeah.
Anyway, and he was angry. This
angry.
Guy. Anyway,
that's what he's known for. He was a mercenary. He was a Terminator.
First ballot Hall of Famer, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
This guy's no joke. So I was a slot receiver, which means you play on the inside, which means you typically will be in the middle of the field. On this particular play,
harm's way,
certainly for this play. Anyway, so I run a slant. The quarterback overthrows me. I still not smartly jump up for the ball high, drop it or don't drop it. It was just high, just overthrown. Urlacher comes in. This is back again to 1999, 1998.
Yeah,
this is when you can hit in the head.
When you can hit, yeah.
Yeah, this is where it was like real. So it was head-on-head collision, and he flips me. Hits me in the head, flips me completely, do a 180, and I land on my head and instantly can't see. I just see nothing, but I know I need to get up. So I get up and I run to the wrong sideline. So their team colors were red, white, and gray. My team colors were blue and yellow. So you should be able to see, hey, this is the wrong side of the field. So I kind of recognize one of the coaches just doing with their arms like, no, not this way.
Yeah.
Go the other way. So I go the other way, and I'm kind of doing like a little veer. And mind you, there's not another human within 30 yards of me at this point because I'm just I'm running away from people. Like the training staff's kind of trying to come get me. The other team is like, hey, not this way. So then I start running sideways, like the old V8 commercial where it's like people are just going sideways until they drink them. And I end up face planting right on the 50-yard line.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm like 3 weeks into college, and so nobody knows my name at this point, right? And so I end up we lose the game.
Do you remember getting up? Do you remember?
I remember getting up, going to the sidelines, and then I remember they take your helmet because you can't pass the test. You can't. They're like, "What day is it?" And you're like, "What?"
Yeah.
You're speaking a different language at this point. But I do remember they call out the offense about 5 minutes later. Then I run onto the field. Well, I don't have a helmet. So the refs come up and they're like, "Hey, son, how's everything going?" I'm like, "It's great. Thanks for asking." Like in whatever language I'm speaking at the time. They're like, "You don't have a helmet, son. You can't play." So then they have to come and get me off the field again. And so it was, so I was walking. So then I was on the news and they say, "Spartans fall to the Lobos," and they just show a picture of me running sideways and face planting right on the 50-yard line. So thanks for bringing this up. Now I'm ready to go home and
wallow.
Wallow. So it was pretty funny. But people would be walking up to me like as I'm going to campus and be like, "Hey, you're the guy that got knocked out by Brian Urlacher." Yeah, that was pretty cool. Yeah. Like, yeah, not really.
And they fall and they just show you face planting on the field.
Yeah.
You got to find that film.
We got to find that film, and there's just big chunk of grass right in your face mask.
All right, so we got you guys caught up on his downfalls. So
not a very good football player.
His very short-lived NFL career. One practice, one offsides. Have a nice day. Grab your stuff. You're out.
That's right.
You're
That's
out.
right. Not very clearly not in a very illustrious college career either. So yeah,
but you were there.
We were there.
You were there.
We were there.
And speaking of which, you actually just spoke up at San Jose, right? San Jose State to their current players.
Yeah.
Talking about that, like how did you get invited? How did that go? Give me a scenario here.
Yeah, so they're supposed to be pretty good this year, and I like to go up at least once. And I've had the opportunity several times to talk to the team. I was a 2-time captain, and the team has been around for almost 100 years.
Yeah.
There's only been a two-time captain 9 times.
9 times.
So I was one of those. So they like the leadership component of things that I can talk about, and then what did you do after? Because I think a lot of times I'm really passionate about taking college athletes and trying to help them in their journey after football, because the numbers are very, very small as far as who's going to actually play and play for 3 years or even make enough money to actually have a career out of it.
What do you think? It's like less than 1%, you think? 5%?
It's got to be less than 1%. Yeah.
Less than 1%.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are actually going to go
and
and then make a career where, like you said, make a significant amount of money to where actually you can live off of for a while.
You get a pension. I want to say you get a pension after 3 full seasons. It could be 7. I'm not sure, but I think it's 3. So that's kind of the way you would determine if you can make a career out of it. Because if you can make it 3 years on an active roster, you get a pension after that, which is enough to probably, make enough money to live.
Correct. Yeah.
So I really like the idea of taking what you learn as a college athlete, and then how you can transition that into a successful career in life thereafter.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like the military. It's like when you're done, you're just done. You're used to people telling you what to do, when to do it. It's a very disciplined and structured routine. But but you're being told what to do. So a disciplined, structured routine is really good. However, if you're not driving the discipline and the structure and someone's telling you what to do and when to do it, when you get done with that, you don't know what to do. You're like, okay, what do I do now? It's like the world is, you've been told your whole life, hey, you're the greatest at this, you're the greatest at that. You do this at this time, then this, and this is what will happen. Well, when you have all this freedom, a lot of times you see these athletes, they get fat because they're not being told what to eat. They get lazy because they've never had the opportunity to make choices. And it's a little bit sad. And so what I do is stay involved with the football team, because I want to help with people, especially people that want to be an entrepreneur.
Right.
And so I have been lucky enough to go back and talk to the team, usually in a summer camp, and talk to them just a little bit as far as the motivation of what I believe is important for winning team. And that's what I did a couple days ago. And it really was mindset. And I remember mindset being really important for me, learning it in high school or college and studying it. And then that really being impactful my entire life.
Big time.
And so when you're that 18 to 20-year-old taking your mindset and thinking about it, there's certain things at 18 to 20-year-olds as a guy where you got a ton of testosterone, you got a ton of confidence, but it's really honing in on what does that look like when shit goes sideways, right? Because it inevitably will.
Yep.
And what do you do in those moments is really going to determine the winning and losing, the success versus not, and the difference between being good or great. Those types of things is something I like to talk to young men about and hearing or getting feedback from them as far as what resonates with them.
So when you go up, do you? Because I saw the clips on social media with you talking out on the field to them. Are you also in the locker room? Are you one-on-one? Like, how much interaction do you have when you go back there to talk to them? Because something that I couldn't wait to ask you these questions, because I know how kids are, and these are kids, and the attention span, the egos, like, would you say, like, give me your scenario of what you actually do when you go up there? How much do you lean in? Is it just out on the field? You do one speech and you're out?
No, it's actually the whole day. Which you come in and you go to receiver meetings and you go to the offensive meetings.
So you were in on all those?
All of those. So you're watching film, and not that. I mean, it was fun for me because it's fun to get back and you feel like you're 20 again. But it's going through and it's like I enjoy watching how a coach runs his meeting. I enjoy listening to what their calls are and how they're interpreting different reads and stuff like that. Now, I haven't been watching film and I don't know the calls for the offense. I can get a decent enough idea, but I'm just sitting back observing, and then I'm observing not only the coaches but the players, and then I'm just giving them feedback on how they're showing up. So the one thing that I do know and still know is how are you showing up in meetings? How are you participating? What's the your activity level in the eyes of the coaches, and how are you growing? What's your leadership kind of like? Yeah. So it's really fun to be in these meetings, and you get in. I was in quarterback meetings, receiver meetings, which are the two positions that I spent a lot of time with in college. But also, the quarterback's the leader of the team. I mean, that's just how it goes. So looking at the quarterback from a leadership perspective is not just, do you know the right plays, but hey, are you getting the other 10 guys to believe and make the right choices as well? Because you're orchestrating a play, a series, a half of a game of football, and that's not just one player. And that's where I really enjoy, not just in football, but in business as well, looking at the whole team concept and how people are fitting into certain places and really maximizing that. So again, it's only one day. It was probably 4 or 5 hours, but you start in meetings.
Yep.
Then you go into warm-ups and practice. Then they ended up scrimmaging, and then at the end, that's when I come in and give a little bit of a pep talk.
And at all the individual meetings, did you speak at any of those, or you were just in them to kind of
just
take it
in them, and then also just kind of talking to the coaches and talking to some of the players one-on-one.
And so are you, when they bring you up, are they bringing you up like, are they, hey, keep an eye on this guy, or keep an eye on if this guy's engaged? Like, are they telling you to keep an eye on the squad and see who's engaged, who's not? Are they telling you to do that?
No, I think that's just one of the things that
you normally do.
It was one of the things I did when I was a captain. So and one of the things that I do now, I build teams for a living, right? So I want to be in tune with where people are at, right? And some of that is just the coaches have got a lot of stuff going on, and whether or not they listen to me or not, I have no idea. But it's also just kind of like, hey, just an observation from just a guy. But I want to see if the team is like, as an example, I was watching the practice after being with the team for a lot of the morning, and a couple of the guys were kind of jogging off the field, and the head coach just lit their ass up. And so one of the things that I brought in when I was talking was some of those. It's the little things, right? And the little things do add up to big things, especially in sports, right? It's the attention to detail.
Yep.
And jogging off the field, it could be as to some of the things we talked about earlier today. It could be diet, it could be sleep, it could be like holding people accountable. All these little things add up to the difference between winning and losing. And the difference between winning and losing, not that much. No. So the little things are really important. So the coach just lays into these guys, right? And he's going at it. He used to be the head coach at Navy for 20 years. And so the discipline, right, that you have at Navy is something that he likes to bring to the table at a state school,
right,
which are typically undisciplined teams, talented but undisciplined. So it was the same thing where it was like what I saw and what he saw were the same thing. When he initially calls the team up, then he brings me in right off the bat, And without us talking, we said the same thing. And he comes up to me after and he said, you saw exactly the same thing that I saw. Those little things, someone running off the field, or walking off the field when they get called off. He said, absolutely can't happen. And it's just like nobody knows that that's actually one of the little things that equals the big thing. So that type of stuff is fun for me. It was an awesome experience.
And so, because I know how it is when you talk to boys around this age, the egos are just the testosterone, the egos. Like, how many are actually like, oh yeah, here's another washed up old guy talking, right? Do you think that's going on at the college level, or?
JD, did you just say washed up old guy?
I did. Not that I'm thinking that.
Yeah, okay.
But I know what teenagers think. Like when I'm coaching my flag football kids, yes, I'm a jacked coach, but they're like, dude, you're old. Like, what are you doing here? You know what I'm saying? Like,
so I think it's relating to the guy. First of all, I look half my age, so they don't know how old. They don't know how old I am.
I didn't say.
I'm kidding.
But you and I are getting all defensive, and my kids don't even know. They better hope they look this good at 54. He may be 9 years old, but he don't even know.
I don't know exactly. So what I do is I'm looking guys in the eyes.
Yeah.
I'm speaking to them in a tone that what I would hope would command some attention. And then I'm going to be direct. I'm going to try to be impactful. I'm going to speak to people, like look them in the eye, tell them what I think that they need and want to hear from the standpoint of where I want them to get to, not necessarily what they want to hear, but what they need to hear and some of the things that I'm observing. And don't ramble. Don't go on too much, or else you're going to lose their attention. So those are some of the things. Yeah, but it was off the cuff. I mean, it's not like a planned speech. So you're just kind of going through. Here are the things that I want to make sure people get out of this, which is the small things, difference between winning and losing, mindset, some of those things. And what was great was after. And these guys don't know me from anybody, right? They don't have to come up and say. I had several that came up, introduced themselves, said, "Hey, that really meant a lot. Thank you for coming." And so. And you get better as you do it. You see what resonates, and the coaches also came up and said thank you, and that was really important for us to hear. And I think oftentimes, like in business too, they hear what I say. I say the same things over and over and over.
Yeah.
I say it in a lot of the same similar ways. When someone else comes in and is also just reiterating some of the important things that I'm saying, but it's from a different voice,
right?
There's an impact to that. People are like, oh, it's not just my coach saying it. It's someone else who, and I don't think they think we're talking, because we're not. We're just, hey, these are things that we know to be important. Like, one of the things is I study mindset. I have for a ton of years. Like, what's the difference between good and great? What's the difference between how people are successful or not? And telling people that, I think, why wouldn't you listen?
Yeah. And it's so, and what we're going to do is now it's coming to me, because I don't have any format or plan for my podcasts ever.
So you didn't have, hey, let's talk about the two worst stories of his career.
Actually, that was pre-planned. That
was the only thing planned.
The only plan I had was, let's chop him down, self-deprecate, and then we'll
see if he can survive.
And off we go.
This is a podcast game of Survivor. I love it.
So So this team thing here, and we're going to come back around, because I want to now go right into about you with businesses and building teams and all that stuff. But what I was going to say while you were talking there, and you said it, is listen, folks, and this is for people that want to make an impact. This message is only for people that actually want to make an impact in the world while they're alive. This is for you. Whatever, if you got stuff to say, if it's on your heart, say it, put it out there, go on social media, go on stories, because you never know, there's one person that you're going to inspire or impact their life. And like you just said, a couple guys came up afterwards and said, bro, that meant a lot. Even if it's one guy, even one person, you could literally change an entire generation after generation from something that you said one time in front of this person, because it was the right moment, the right time. They were ready to hear it, even though their coach has been telling them, their dad's been telling them, their brother's been telling them. And all of a sudden, Casey LeBlanc, two-time captain, which only happened a few times in history, when he said it, oh, okay, now I get it. To your point,
and you do this incredibly well, and my marketing guy is here, and he has been preaching this. And a lot of my marketing team for a number of years have been preaching this, is that I talk a lot. That's one of the things I do for a living, right? Is just talk, whether you're leading or recruiting or selling or pitching something to investors, or it doesn't matter. You're talking a lot and documenting, recording, and putting it out there. You're just amplifying your message. There's a lot of power to that. And you're right. You know, oftentimes with one of the things I really love is, and I talked about this when I was giving the speech, is this chip on your shoulder. Well, you go to a state school, you don't have the resources as the Alabamas and all the blue bloods. And I loved that. I think that is just one of the like takeaways of my college career, was like, we don't have these resources. Nobody believes in you. You've maybe never been told some of these things. So when I go back, I say, instead of pouting or being sad or upset that you don't have this or don't have that, or someone else has this, use that as the fuel. And that was part of the message too. It's like, that chip on your shoulder is priceless. The things you learn by not having resources and survival is priceless. So yeah, I think you talk about it and you lean into it. It's not like, oh, hey, we don't have these resources, let's not talk about it. One of the things I said in the speech is, you guys didn't get any NIL money. You have no money. Every college kid in the world's getting paid except for you. What are you going to do about it? Are you going to sit here and complain, or are you going to have a chip on your shoulder and go win a bunch of fucking games? Yeah. So guys like me start donating to the program, and then you get paid. So
I love it.
It really is just kind of that mindset, right? Yeah. And in talking about it, to your point, and amplifying it, if you have a positive message that's important and impactful, talk about it and put it out there. Because I think people do really want. I have a funny story. This just happened. My Brandon over here will attest to it. We're at this. I don't want to say it's a networking event. It's for a venture capital fund for real estate. And this guy flew in, and one of the first things he said, he's like, oh God, he's like, where's your marketing team? Oh my gosh, I see you everywhere on social media. He's like, I can't even watch it. And then he starts telling my marketing guy about one of my posts. I'm like, you're fucking watching it. Yeah. It's like, thank you. You don't like it, but you're still watching it.
So he was
there talking shit, because you put yourself out there enough. Some of your friends or people that they'll talk. They'll talk. Everybody's got an opinion, but whatever. It was the funny thing. It was like, okay, well, you're the one talking about it at this big venture. So then the other guys are like, wow, that guy he watched everything. He knew a bunch of stuff about you. I'm like, social media,
And here he is. I can't even watch it.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure, because I've been letting my content flow more than ever lately. Like every day, putting out content. So I can only imagine my East Coast homies that I grew up with are probably slaughtering me on a daily basis.
You're the topic on the group thread more often than not.
Who does he think he is? Oh, now he's a wellness king.
Well, if anybody's going to be a wellness king, it should be you.
I think so, but still,
you could be the poster child for a wellness king.
But these are East Coast Jersey boys, man. They don't care. They don't care. I could be ruling the world in health and wellness. They're still going to be chop, 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 chop.
Yeah. Well, you know what's good? I think we all need friends like that.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah. I'm like, give me something. They howling. It's so.
That's great.
All right, so here's what we're going to do. Because I wanted this team thing and building a business and not just building a business, but also team building and all that stuff. But give people a little context here. Let's talk about New Venture Escrow, where it began. Give me a kind of catch us up real quick. Like, how did this begin? Because what you do is so unique.
Yeah.
Like, you literally, I'll say this, I'm going to sum it up now to kind of lead you in. You have made, and I don't know how you did this, but you've done it. You've made escrow sexy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, not me personally. We have a great staff that makes escrow sexy. If somebody was watching this podcast, they'd be like, this guy's like, no.
It's like a dirty, that's what most people
don't even know what it is. Right?
All right, so let's start there. What is escrow?
Yeah.
What made you decide to go only escrow, and how did you make it sexy?
Yeah, great question. So New Venture Escrow was actually founded from the standpoint of escrow is so boring, it's antiquated, it's been done the same way forever. Why don't we put a unique spin on a business that has a lot of upside if you think about things differently, which I think is good, is powerful in any industry. So I thought at the time, this is 2011. Why don't we build technology? Why don't we innovate? Why don't we create a culture around change and development, innovation for an industry that truly needs it. So escrow is just, we're a,
And what is
intermediary.
escrow?
Yeah,
What is escrow?
we're kind of an independent third party that's going to handle all of the finances in a transaction. It can be real estate, it can be boats, Bitcoin. You could escrow anything, but it's basically a trusted third party that has no skin in the game other than to follow the contract. So we get contracts in any type of transaction. We're following the contract based on mutual, agreement. So you have a buyer and a seller, they want to transact. The reason they don't go to each other direct is because if you hand something over to someone, you want to make sure they own it, that they get proper title and ownership of it, and that the person has the money and the funds to actually acquire it. So we will hold those funds at the time that they exchange the legal rights to something. We'll then disperse according to the contract. So it's kind of the official way of it. And the way I always looked at escrow is very black and white. There's debits, there's credits, there's contracts. That's very black and white. But what I think people miss is the color of escrow, where the personality, the quote unquote sexiness of it. Like that is the real fun in a business that is black and white. It is a little bit boring.
Yeah.
So there are elements of escrow that are just boring. They need to be boring, right? You're not going to recreate a balance sheet of debits and credits, but you can create an experience for people that is exciting, that's unique and fun and sexy and different. And that's where I think the balance can be. And so that was something where I owned a previous company and I said, I want to do this differently. And that was like a day one. Here's the principle of how New Venture is going to continue to grow. From 2011 till today, we're over 100 employees. We've also spun off a tech company. So the tech company builds technology for the escrow space. So we're not only going to be a brick and mortar company that is growing with people and services, we're going to also innovate technology and use New Venture Escrow as a beta, as a testing ground to create a product that's unique, that people like, and that hopefully customers like. And so that whole part of it, like I'm the chief recruiter. That's my number one job: recruit top talent, retain top talent. That's my job.
That's your number one.
That's my number one. That's the most important thing that I think I do. And to do that, you have to have a message that resonates with people. And I think it's starting. It took a lot of time. When I first started, every single top talent, they said, no, I don't. I want to do it the way it's always been done. I don't want to learn something new. And you have to have, the discipline to just keep going when people are telling you no. And I heard no 10 times more than I heard yes. I had a couple of key people in the beginning that gave me a shot that I'll forever be grateful. Shout out Matt, Courtney. But the principle of the business, the way the kind of the fundamental thing that I believed in was that is like, we're going to put a new spin on this. Technology is going to drive it. This was in 2011. We're still 15 years later. There's still not a lot of innovation in escrow in our space. So we're light years ahead of our local competition, and I think we can continue to do that and continue to grow and lean into that really important part.
And so you've got an office in Mission Valley.
Yeah, that's our corporate office.
That's your corporate office. Mm-hmm. Talk to me about the expansion. I noticed you're opening up other areas.
Yeah, we are South Bay. We are North County, so Carlsbad, Chula Vista. We've opened up Temecula. Orange County we opened this year. We just opened Palm Springs in July. And then we have another really exciting expansion that we're going to do in October that we haven't announced where yet, but it's coming in October. And this will be one of our bigger expansions and we're really excited about it to plant our flag in another area that independent escrow, the way it's typically been done, hasn't been done the way we do it in this market. So we're very, very excited.
And so now, why can't like a Mission Valley service South Bay or North County? What is it geographical? How's that?
It's such a good question. So there's two ways to answer that. One is it's always been done. You have these little local offices and they service the local community and market. That's how it's been done for 50, 60 years.
Yeah.
The way that I build a market now, or an office, is where's the talent living? And so I can recruit talent to one particular area. Yeah. The amount of foot traffic in an office is less than what it was a while back. A lot of things can be done digitally. You can wire money, you can fill out electronic documents, et cetera. So I'm looking at offices. I want central location. So if somebody does want to come in, we get people that are, retired. They got plenty of time. They want to come in. They want to shake hands with the escrow officer. Come on down. Then we have people that are traveling to Dubai that don't want to ever see their escrow officer. They want to transact, but they don't necessarily need the handshake. So for us, it's really about recruiting top talent for us to perform, and that's having central offices that people can come into that are on our team. And if our clients want to come in, those are central offices with the top talent, so they can come on in.
That's interesting. Again, I would have never thought that. So basically, you're revolving these offices around almost the talent, the people in the company, not necessarily the ones you're serving. Am I getting that correctly?
Yeah, correct. But there's a balance, right? They have to be in strategic areas.
Yeah.
They can't we're not going to open up an office in Julian,
right?
Because there's just not enough talent there. So we're trying to match like the where the level of talent is, and then the ease of use for people to get to, and then create offices and spaces that are fun to be in. So if you go to any one of our offices,
let's go there now.
We rebranded it actually because of you. You've inspired a generation of escrow offices. So and I might screw this up, but we used to kind of we had one brand of a space, and we have rebranded to NVE Spaces, and all of our offices now have unique names and brand that all lead up into this spaces category, which is a subcategory of New Venture Escrow. Yep. And the way that we look at this is, one was inspired by you, which is you're talking about having a main brand, sub-brands that support the main brand, and how it all kind of fits together. And so I love that. So it's evolved over time. But what it is
are you saying that I have equity in this company? Did you just are you announcing it on the air today?
Let's define equity as you have the equity of my appreciation.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That doesn't sound like it pays very well.
That and a cup of coffee, huh?
I guess I'll take it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, if you transact, you know who to call for an escrow.
Oh,
and then
okay.
you've got
Here we go.
You've got you want to sell your home, we got you.
All right,
we
all
got
right.
That, so
All right.
you got the lifetime
It'll
discount.
come back to me eventually.
Yeah, exactly. But these ideas.
I am honored, though. That's really great to hear.
It was a great aha moment. In social media and marketing, you're constantly thinking about evolving your brand and building brand. But these ideas of spaces has been important to us. So what are our business will probably continue to be in office, not just in the way that we do the business, but the way that we bring community together. So we think about it of having cool spaces and then bringing not just the real estate community, but community in general. We do breath work. We do yoga classes. So we're trying to bring people together in a way that they find meaningful, they find informative, they find value out of it, and we use space to do that. So that's been a real kind of an unlock for us, and it's been something where each individual office has its own name, has its own brand, and it just has it because every local community is local, and it should be brought together. And we try to be that. We want to be the host of the party.
Yeah. Give me an example of one of your newest offices that's branding. It's specific branding. Like, what are the space called? What's the stuff that you have inside? Take us through the one space that you've opened up recently.
Okay, so we just opened up Palm Springs, and so we have a back area, a patio, and we call it the NVE Oasis.
Nice.
And so there's not palm trees. There's cactus, and it's like a desert area, and so we can host trainings or happy hours or events there. It's a smaller one because it's a newer office. So the way that we build space is we will open up a new market. We'll let the market mature. This is how I scale. So I'll let the market mature. The people, the sales, the client interaction.
Yep.
That usually takes anywhere from 1 to 3 years. And so then you have a fully mature market, and then you'll expand. You'll either buy a building, which I've done a couple of times, expand the space, quote unquote, space aspect of it, so you have a little bit more room to entertain and host, and then you'll customize it in whatever local market flavor. Like Oasis in Palm Springs makes a lot of sense. So why not brand it? And so it also gives the people internally something to really get behind, right? Like it's like, oh, this is our home. This is something unique to not just New Venture Escrow, but our branch of New Venture Escrow. And I think it resonates.
I love it, man. Keep going. So which one has the most stuff in it? Is it the Mission Valley, the corporate
headquarters? Of course, yeah. That's where I operate out of. So we
okay,
on that
so talk to me, what's in this place?
We
NVE
Clubhouse.
Club. It's called the Clubhouse.
The Clubhouse, where we have a golf simulator and a bar and kind of a open area not a restaurant. It's not like we have servers or cooks but we have a kitchen, a bar, and then a golf simulator. So we call it the Clubhouse. It's like the 19th hole. You go, you sit, you can golf, and then you can have a drink, you can eat, So we do a lot of things there. We do, that's one of the areas where we do breath work. We do yoga. We do golf. We have a golf pro that comes in every other Friday and teaches new people how to golf. But really, it comes down to like just bringing people together in a way that people find value out of. And again, it's not like there's no quid pro quo. It's just, hey, bring people together, see what happens. Other people are doing deals, making relationships. We just want to be like that hub to bring people together, almost like an escrow, right? In escrow, there's title, there's lending, there's buyers, there's sellers. All of them come to escrow. We're the hub. So we want to do that with not only our staff, but also all of our community of people, bringing people together. And, I think one of the things as I've gotten older is like, have a little bit more fun with this.
Yeah.
Think about things differently. Have meaningful, deeper relationships. It makes for a better experience in my career and hopefully other people's career.
And everything in our lives revolves around community.
Yeah.
It's so big. Like Real Deal Wellness, we haven't built the business. We built an actual community. Everybody knows each other. They feel like they're a part of something. When people feel like they're a part of something, man, what you've created is brilliant. It's community. It's everything.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I got asked an interesting question the other day. They're like, give us one hack for culture. And I said, there are no hacks. You've got to build it from the ground up. Yeah. I think it starts with me, but also it permeates, and it has to be all of your leadership buying into core principles and values of what you believe in. And I'm guilty of this. I'm always looking for a hack, right? I love it. I like, what's the shortest distance from A to B? I want to do that. But there are certain things that just take time, and you got to grind it out, and then you got to. Culture is one of those things. It's like over time, you have to keep building and growing. We talk about scale. Scaling a culture is one of the biggest challenges.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why I'm the chief recruiter, is because in those meetings, I want to make sure we don't have any shitheads. I mean, really, there you can get corrupt from the inside out with bad hires. And so I want to make sure that people know, I want them to feel my energy from day one. I want them to feel like what's important to me. How does the business operate from the get-go?
Yep.
And I want to talk about it. Here's exactly how I like to work. Here's exactly what you'll get from me every single day. And here's what I expect from you. And if those things don't align, I just had somebody, top producer, really, really good, checked off almost every box. If I was 10 years younger, I would have hired her on the spot.
Yep.
And I said, she's not going to fit in the culture of this particular office. I have to pass. It's just not a good fit. There was just a little bit of ego and a little rough as far as like they didn't need or really want what we were doing. So I would have had to convince that person, and it just didn't feel organic. It didn't feel like if I put these people together, it was not gonna work. And so I do look for personality fits, obviously, production and some of the things we're looking for long term, but this one in particular didn't work. And so not all of the time are you just chasing the dollars. You have to actually think about it from the core principle of who that person is.
First and foremost, I want to thank everybody for watching, for listening. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate you, the feedback, the love. So if you want to support the show, we have a company, Real Deal Wellness. That's our wellness center. It's a membership base where you pay $99 a month, have unlimited access to red light therapy, cryotherapy, compression therapy, halo therapy, as well as massage chairs. Also, Real Deal Sleep's our mattress company. But again, we can't thank you enough for subscribing and for sharing the show. Continue to do so. We love you. Thank you. Have a nice day. And let's go further with this a little bit on how important is, because that's what I'm learning here with Real Deal Wellness. I'm starting from scratch, and I'm building a culture, like you said, from literally scratch. And it starts with the first hire, then the second.
Actually, it starts with you.
Yeah, for sure. It starts with me.
It starts with you.
I have to set the tone for culture,
and you have to know what is important.
Core
to
values,
you, right? Your core values and the way that you like to operate, right? Just your daily. Like, you can put core values on the wall, but that is not necessarily what the core values are actually being utilized or implemented in the actual business. Like just like a football team, just like what we first talked about, when something when there's controversy, right? Like you have an employee who is really headstrong on something and you believe something differently, how that interaction works, or what happens when a client doesn't pay? What are those things? How does that look like? That's going to start to define your culture more than throwing values on the wall. So it's like, how does your business operate, and how does the leadership team operate within the growth and employment of people that are working there?
And the biggest thing, like you said, is that your team has to buy in to the overall mission. Number one, the core values that you're aligned with, they have to buy in, and you can feel if they do or not. Would you say you can feel it right away?
I think you can. In a very short period of time, I think you can actually start to get a feel for it. Even though people are getting pretty good at interviewing, I think if you ask some questions that are not like, tell me your 3 best traits, or I think diving in a little bit more on an interview, and you can get a feel, but within a couple of weeks you'll know if this person, or within a couple of months for sure, you'll know if this person's going to align or fit within the company. Now the good thing is, in scale, you should have some people that are there that are championing the culture themselves, right? And so it is much less about me now, and in the beginning it is a lot about you.
Yep.
And now we have a culture built around certain fundamental things in escrow, like we talked about, innovation and development and production and fun and community and those types of things. Now people have really bought in, and so it starts to grow. So it's almost like if someone comes in that doesn't share these cultural values, they're going to be the outlier, and they're not going to fit in. They're not going to want to be there, and we're not going to want them there.
And so how do you, quote unquote, let's say you bring somebody and they checked all the boxes, it's great. Do you give them like a probationary period? Is that something you advise for employers and entrepreneurs, to give a 90-day probationary period, so then you're kind of covered, it's not working out? Like, how do you cover yourself?
It doesn't happen very often. I will say this. I suck at firing people. I have what's the saying? You hire slow, fire fast, or
that's
right.
It.
That's okay. So I do a little bit of the opposite. I trust my gut, and then I give people an insane amount of opportunities. One of the things that I'm not afraid to do, though, is have the difficult conversation around people that are not leading up to or living up to the standard of culture.
Yeah.
But I do give them an insane amount of opportunity to kind of course correct. I would say more often than not, the times that this has happened, they get tired of me having these conversations, so they kind of make their way out the door. Yeah. We don't do a lot of firing. We've been pretty good in hiring. We've been pretty good in having the conversations like, hey, this doesn't align with what we're doing. And then most of the time, the decisions will make themselves. Like, people are just like, I'm not happy here. Yeah. It just doesn't work. I don't want to be an outlier. And so we've been really, really blessed with having a lot of good people. And so that core culture is something that we can continue to expand on. I was telling this the other day, we're like the Patriots now, is where we can take some chances. We have such a good culture where if you're kind of on the, if you're on the cusp of like, can we make this work? We can build a program in place to help someone. Now, a lot of times, someone will come in or interview, and they've been at a competitor, and they've had a really terrible experience. And so you have to see through that. It's like, okay, is that the place that you worked at prior to? And you could be a lot better here in a happy, different type of environment. That's someone we want to take a chance on. And honestly, those have been the best hires. If you're coming from somewhere where you've had a tough go at it, whether it's leadership, resources, doesn't matter. You come to us, and we are going to provide a buffet of options of value. Yeah. And they are the most appreciative and have been some of the best people that we've brought onto the team.
So let me ask you this on that topic. Are you able to see through the people that, because what I've seen in my career, I've had 75 total employees over 20 years, not at one time.
Okay.
The ones that really complain and throw their prior place under the bus, they tend to do it to you as well. Can you see through the ones like,
yes,
maybe it's them?
Yes.
Can you see through that? Give me your
So a lot of times what will happen with the good ones, because you're asking them questions like, hey, I want to know this, or I want to know that. Tell me about your experience here. Tell me. And they will preface it with, I'm going to answer this, but I really want to make sure I toe the line because I don't want to throw my previous employer under the bus. They have self-awareness. If they have self-awareness, and a lot of times they're taking some accountability as well.
Yeah.
So if they do those two things, I want to really lean into, okay, what was it? Was it you there? Was it them there? Is it something you need a new change of scenery? So if they completely don't do that and there's no self-awareness, or they're not saying, hey, we're going down this path. I want to kind of course correct a little bit.
Yeah.
And I don't want to just make it all about my previous spot. If they do that, let's move on. And I'm pretty excited about the opportunity. If all they do is bash and blame, and because I don't care where they've been or who the competitor is, there's some level of accountability that I like to see, right? Like, hey, I could have done better at this, or hey, I believe, just getting way off topic, but the accountability component in our world today is something that I really appreciate.
Yeah.
I appreciate somebody saying, you know what, that's on me, or just a little bit of that is really good. That goes a long way with me.
Yep. And it's funny because I've had ones that just, it was so toxic. It was so bad. The manager was terrible. This, like, on and on and on.
Oh, yeah.
And right away, I'm like, I won't hire that person because I know they're going to do that to me as well.
And they're going to do that to you, and they're going to tell everybody who's
exactly.
at your exactly.
Correct.
Yeah.
You can feel it. And to your point, man, I love the way you just put that. If they take, or they say, listen, I love that company. I appreciated them. However, just things. So I love the way you put that as far as when you're looking out for them. So, all right. So now let's talk about, let's keep going with the team thing here. So let's take us through, because I want to apply this to everybody's lives in a leadership type of a way and especially for entrepreneurs. Like, take me through, okay, you scope out an area, right? And you can take me through one of the ones at like Palm Springs or Carlsbad, whatever. Okay, all right, I got my eye on this area. What's the first thing that you do? Do you start looking for the talent in the area? What are there? Because I'm sure you have other areas on the radar right now. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So what's the first thing you do and why? Like, how do you?
Yeah. So I want to pick a leader in that area. We'll just take Palm Springs for example. We target Palm Springs. The desert is an up and coming area.
Yeah.
Price points are good. Transaction volume is good. What we bring, like the competitive landscape, is good. So if I check off all these boxes as far as a growth opportunity, then we're going to direct our HR and recruiting department into that area. And I say, I want a leader that looks like this. Right, I want a branch manager who's going to be able to take our opportunity and core principles and be able to run it for me. Once we find that person, then we're going to go out
So before you even look for spaces, before you look for anything,
correct.
You literally look for one person.
Yes, correct. Well, we look for the market opportunity first, and then we're going to look for one person to lead the charge, because I don't live in the desert, right? So I want to know the desert is big. There's 5 or 6 jurisdictions all within, a couple miles of each other. So I don't know if I want to be in Palm Springs or La Quinta.
Right.
It's a difference of 45 minutes.
Yeah.
So I'm going to pick the leader, and then I want the leader to have enough vision to be like, we need to plant our flag here, and here's why. They should also be part of the process, because one of the things in building a team, for me, the way I like to lead is I want to lock arms with you.
Yeah.
This is not a dictator. I run my business almost like Pete Carroll runs his teams, where it's like I'm a rah cheerleader, like high five. Like, I will discipline you if it needs to get to that point, but I don't want to. I want to be like, hey, here's where we're going. Here's how I want to do it. I want your input. Let's do this together. Let's collaborate. Let's be positive and energetic about what we're doing.
Yeah.
So I want to find a leader that I want to work with, that has some foresight, insight into where and how we want to build this together. Like, there's certain things I do really well in escrow, but there's a lot of things that I don't do. And I want the local person running and growing that office an opportunity to be able to have their say in it.
Yeah. Feel like they're a part of it.
They are a big part of it,
Yes.
right? Because I'm not there every day. So the things that I want from them, they're going to be in large part doing it. And that's one of the interesting parts about scale. When we were in 2011, I was doing everything. And now in 2025, I'm doing nothing, right? Like, or a lot less. And so having that person, that leader, will be the difference between opening up a new market and not.
And how do you find them? Where do you find them? How do you go about doing that? You don't have to tell too many secrets here, but
Yeah. No, I think I have no problem telling you anything and everything, and I think that's one of the things that my team is always like, oh, you're too open and honest. I said, well, it's going to take a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
It's going to take a lot of discipline
To copy what we're doing.
and to copy what we're doing, and also too, like, competition breeds the best out of me too.
of course.
So we'll go in and let's just say we'll use Palm Desert as an example. We're going to put 100% of we're going to put a huge recruiting budget and time, money, and energy into going out and meeting all of the top people.
Yeah.
And so before we launch Palm Springs, I was in Palm Springs a lot recruiting. And the interesting part is that I feel like I'm 2011 again. I'm out there. We have no office. It's just some dude running around talking about a different way to do escrow in the desert. Like, you've got to be really clear with what you want and who you want. But I did a whole lot of coffee dates, a whole lot of lunches, a whole lot of, hey, you want to grab a drink and just let me introduce myself, tell you what I'm doing, and those types of things. So that part of it is we use our recruiting department and the ways in which we get in front of people.
Yeah.
Then I have an initial conversation, and then I just drive to the desert and meet people in person. If I get somebody who I think that they've got a real shot, I will go out there right now. I will leave this podcast and go drive to LA and go meet our next leader, because it's that important.
Of course.
And it's just one of those things where if you want to scale and grow, you get the right people, you're going to be great. I mean, that is such a key point, is like, you get good quality people, you have an opportunity that has proven itself over time, put them in the system, let them flourish and grow, be honest and transparent with what your opportunity is, and then let the right people flourish in it. That's scale, baby.
And so how do you find them? LinkedIn, through the network, put the word out. Give me some things on how you find people.
Yeah, so we have the high-end paid for LinkedIn.
Okay.
We do job post in a few different places. We think our job posting can at least attract some talent. And even the talent that you get, or whether it be LinkedIn or job posts or cold calls or word of mouth, all of it is to build this network of people, right? So we are very diligent in who we've spoken to, who we want to speak to, who knows who. So you're gathering this list of people, and then you're adding to it and building on it and taking notes and content. And so a lot of that is, you'll have, LinkedIn, and whether that's just, you're not necessarily posting on LinkedIn, but you're going after a particular skill set and people that have managed before, they're in a particular market. And then you want to have conversations with a lot of those people. There's not like thousands of them in the desert, right? There's probably 100 people that we could talk to that would fill our particular requirement. And so out of those 100, we probably reached out to all of them and wanted to engage and have conversations. And we had a lot of conversations around it. We ended up picking the one that I thought was fit both ways. Yep. They needed us, we needed them. We both, wanted to work together. It was great. But yeah, just really being organized around who you're looking for, who fits that bill, and then talking to as many people as possible to try to, whether it's them coming to us going after them, or referral, word of mouth.
Yeah.
And so we do a combination of all of those. And it's a lot of times the people that we're looking for, they're not looking. So you have to generate interest, and that can be through a plethora of different ways. A lot of times it will take our recruiting department multiple different times for them to engage. And that could be video. It can be, I think the lazy way of recruiting is like just posting a job ad and hoping that the best people come, because the best people are not looking for you.
Correct.
Right. And so recruiting takes a lot of different shapes. You got to think about it differently, just like the core business. Right. And that's why, I think anyone recruiting, you should always be recruiting.
Always.
Everyone that reports to me, there are a list of people that if they were to unfortunately win the lottery, I mean, unfortunate for me, not for them, but I always say win the lottery versus got hit by a bus.
I'd say that's, yeah.
Yeah, so if they won the lottery and decided that they didn't want to continue working here, then we would have other people that could hopefully fill the void in a short amount of time. I think if you're in the people business, and a lot of us still are until robots take over, I think you should be recruiting and building out pipelines of people to continue to build and scale the business, irregardless of what happens to people in their lives or careers. And so, yes, we want to hire the best people, we want to keep the best people, and we want the best people to be happy and productive.
Yeah.
If you have a lot of that going on, you have a good culture, you have a healthy culture, a lot of people are not leaving, that's really important, and then you're just adding to it. So that for us is a really big portion of scaling because we're in the people business.
Totally. And so talk me, okay, Palm Springs, you find your leader. Now, there's a lot of communication going on before Casey actually gets in a car and drives out there.
You'd be surprised. Not as much. Not as much, because I'll get a good feel, and I've done this now for.
You talk on the phone first,
you talk on the phone, and then you'll exchange texts, and you'll do. My recruiter will do an initial screen, make sure, hey, this is worth your time. There's several questions that go back and forth. We answer theirs, they answer ours, and then I'll either jump on a call or a Zoom, and from there it'll be quick. Hey, here's what we talked about on the recruiting. It'll be 30, 45 minutes. And then it's like, hey, I'm going to be in the desert in 3 days or a week. Can we schedule a time to have coffee? And then if you do schedule it in a week, you want to try to stack them because it's 2.5 hours or whatever. Yeah. So you try to stack stuff, and you also try to drum up enough people or interest that you're making a choice, right? You want to have options to where the decision is really hard. We had a job posting, and the person who was making the decision was like, I got 3 people I want to hire. Like, great. Yeah, good.
Great.
Yeah, you want really top talent. You want a bunch of them, and it's like, I'm really struggling with this decision. That's awesome. Really good.
I love it. It's okay. So let me ask you this. Like, you text some, you were texting some of them, right? You text back and forth a little bit now?
All the time.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I want to see that interaction.
How much of a gauge do you put on what kind of how quick of a response is enough for Casey to say, okay, this person has earned a meeting with me? How fast of a response because I can tell business people from non-business people by how fast they respond via text message. My solid business communicators, no matter what time of day, if it has anything revolving any form of business, they're responding in less than 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't care who it is, unless they're like, maybe in the shower or sleeping is like the only time they won't respond.
Right. So it's a great question. It's one that
how fast
I want it to be immediate, but I've had to adjust some of my expectations because of the role in which some of these people are currently in. And so for me, I'm constantly I'm communicating and texting a lot.
Yeah.
And I like that in response because I just want to go. However, when somebody is in an office job that's requiring a lot of communication with their clients and a lot of phone and email, they're not checking their phone because they're operating off of their email.
Yeah.
They're operating off of their phone, not their cell phone, but like an office phone. And so, like, as an example, I used to outsource recruiting, and I've had several recruiters fire me as a client because escrow is such a difficult recruitment, meaning there's not one size fits all. A lot of people have a different backgrounds. You have people with multiple degrees, and you have people that barely graduated high school, and they can still be really successful in the business. And the way in which they do their business can vary greatly. And so I do think there's some value. I think there's a lot of value in being responsive. It's not every single person for me, and I've had to adjust my expectations because I'm like you. I want let's go.
Yeah.
But it is a matter of. So if you don't get back to me right away, that's not necessarily just, you're out.
Yeah.
But how you get back to me, and if it's in a way in which I can understand there's a mutual level of interest here, because if you put me on read for 3 days, okay, I'm not chasing you, because ultimately if I chase you and convince you this is the opportunity and you don't really want it, you're not going to stay. You're not going to be happy. So I'm not trying to force it at this point, but I am trying to look for, is there enough of a mutual interest where we can have a conversation where if we offer you something better than what you're currently at, there's a shot that we might work together. If I see that level of response, then I'm more interested, and I'll keep taking the next steps, or I'll keep, I'll keep putting the line out there
Yeah.
for the for the fish to bite.
And so you're top leaders in your company. So you've got one in every office, right?
Yeah.
How fast, when you text them with any issues at all, how fast are you?
They will text me right back. Yeah.
We should
'Cause it's rare.
We should test it on the air right now. Like text any one of your top leaders. Let's see how fast they respond.
Okay. I will
This
do
I did not
right
plan,
now.
by the way. Who are
Okay.
you going to text? Do you want to give names or put them
Yeah.
on blast?
Yeah. Let's do Courtney.
What do you? Like
So
a
she's our
business question or
VP of sales.
business question. What are you going to ask her?
Well, you tell me. This is your
No,
this
but
is your experiment. So
no,
what?
No, you tell me what's going to get a quick response of something.
Oh.
It's got to be business. It can't just be like, hey, how you going?
Yeah. So, hey, let's see. I'm in the middle of a podcast and need an answer. I'm in the middle.
No, don't tell her the sense of urgency. I don't want her to know there's a sense of urgency. I just want a basic business question. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Oh yeah. Okay. All right.
Because
So
we don't want
I have a.
we don't want to we don't want to set it up here.
Oh, she actually has a recruit that contacted her. I won't. This one I can't give names. She has a recruit, and I didn't really respond to it yesterday, other than a thumbs up. So now I'm gonna. It's 9.
Give her.
It's
like,
9 a.m. on a.
Let's
What's
send
today,
this
Wednesday. Say Wednesday.
let's
No,
send-
Thursday.
Let's send the same business question to all of your leaders and see who responds the fastest.
Oh God, on a group text.
No. Individually.
Oh, jeez.
So let's hold on. Let's see what's the question do we ask? What kind of question can you ask? The same question. Just copy paste. Let's see who responds quickly.
Well, let me send this one because this is about a recruit.
Yeah.
Well, shit, I don't know any projects. I don't know what's going on. Everybody knows what's going
What's
on.
a
except for-
generic
So this
question?
is a recruiting one. This one, I'll say, hey, when can I speak with the X?
Okay, perfect.
So
Okay.
when can you set up a call with? I can't say the name. When can you set up a call with?
Okay, and then let's think of a question.
Can
you
I say is get back to me ASAP?
no?
Okay. Jeez, so many rules here. Okay. Okay. Text is off.
Okay, hold
it's
on.
9:05.
Now, what else can we text the other leaders? Hey,
Okay, so this is a VP of sales. So they're on their phone. So let me get back to let's try
what's a question you can ask all of them? Just copy paste. I want to see how fast everybody responds.
let's just try one of my managers.
What are you gonna ask them? Hey,
So
what's
this is my manager in Carlsbad. Who we don't talk every day. So this when they see my text,
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, they're gonna be
Let's test. What's a question you can ask all of them? Like a generic question that's going to require a. What are you asking them?
Okay, so we have a big client, and there was some issue, and I was copied on a couple of texts yesterday, and I was just if it's not addressed to me, it's kind of like an FYI.
Yeah.
So I just watch until I need to be involved.
Yeah.
So I just said, hey, any update on Mike from yesterday?
Okay.
Okay, so we have
send
2
that.
texts out. All right,
Okay.
so that's
Give
9:06.
me another one with another Palm. Let's text Palm Springs.
Okay, Palm Springs. Palm Springs. Yeah, I hope she doesn't listen to this, but she's actually probably the slowest to get back.
Oh no.
Okay, so
What can you ask her?
actually, there's another recruiting question that she referred
Okay.
someone to me, and the recruit had some issue personally, and so was delaying my recruitment.
Okay.
So I'm asking, did so and so update you on their personal situation? Okay, Jessica just got back to me.
Okay.
so
How fast was that?
that was 1 minute. That
1
was
minute?
actually within a minute.
Within 1 minute. Is that which one was that? The first one?
That was the manager.
Okay,
So the manager beat the sales rep. Okay, so then I just emailed. You're really putting me to the test.
This is
All right.
great. This is
All right,
great.
so we got all right. So I text Palm Springs. I text Carlsbad. Carlsbad got back to me. VP of sales has not. Okay,
Okay. So what do we got? 3 out? 3?
we're 3.
3 can do it.
Two.
Is there any others? Any other top?
Well, I mean, it has to be something that's not like so generic that they're like, "What the? Is he okay? Is he stroking out?" All right, so yeah, we got 3 out. One into sales, 2 into operations. The one into sales is the one I'm. She must be in a meeting because she's really good at tech.
She is.
Yeah, sales.
And you did Palm Springs also?
Yeah, I did
What
Palm
about
Springs.
South Bay? What can we ask South Bay? Let's do this is great. I love this. Definitely didn't plan on doing this.
No, all right, let's see.
Give me something for
Let's
South
just
Bay.
Let me just say. I'll just do a quick check-in.
Okay.
Quick check-in, see how things are going.
That's what you're saying. Quick check-in. How's it going?
Quick check-in, how's everything?
You normally do that? Is that normal? You do? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like, hey, thinking about you. Just want to make sure everything's good. So, which I think is good. Okay, so there's court. So that one, okay.
We have 2 responses.
We have 2. The Palm Springs is the pending one. Remember I told you something? She's the worst.
So who else replied? Who was the other one?
It's my sales.
So she was like within a minute or 2?
She was, 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
So one is 1 minute, which I can't wait to tell her that she actually was slower to respond than one of our other managers.
And not only is she, but it's on the
too.
air.
Yeah. She'll love that.
She'll love that.
Yeah. So, okay. So we got...
keep an eye on that.
South Bay. Yeah.
Okay. This is great, dude. I love this. All right, so let's.
This is actually great for me because I do need to do check-ins, and those are actually text messages that.
Is there anybody else? Who else we got?
You got.
You're
gonna be like my marketing guy. He just follows me around all day, just like
text Brandon, see if he responds.
Yeah, actually, I would text him if he wasn't here. Yeah.
All right, so who else you got on the team that we can text? Anybody else that we can test?
I'm trying to think of a different role. Just a random, because if I text a random escrow officer, like, whoa.
Yeah.
Because I'm not just texting. Like, most of the time I'll just go in the office and
I'm talking your top leaders.
Yeah, leaders.
Any other top leaders?
He's our marketing leader. I text our sales leader.
Okay.
I can do another sales rep, random sales rep.
Yeah, do it.
Okay.
Let's do it. Let's test somebody else.
Okay.
Let's see if anybody can beat the 1 minute one. I have a bunch of people in my life that are friends, fellow entrepreneurs, that no matter what time of day, they're responding within less than like 2 minutes. And I love that.
Okay. Yeah.
Who you texting?
He's one of our sales reps.
Okay. So you don't have to mention names in case he doesn't respond, then he's going to be on blast and lose his job publicly.
Yeah, I would never put Nate on blast. All right, TikTok, Nate. TikTok, baby.
Nate. Let's see.
You are on camera. It is 9:10.
If he doesn't respond by 9:12, he's out.
Yeah,
he's fired.
Out. He's just
kidding.
a write-up.
I'm kidding.
Just a write-up. Just a write-up. Actually, just a public shaming. I'll have Brandon cut this clip and be like, "Hey, man, you gotta get going." Yeah. This guy's gonna text me back. He's like, "I'm in a fucking meeting, dude. Yeah. Like, I'm out there selling stuff. What do you want from me?" I still want a response.
I see you looking at the phone too. Here, if you want to put it on the thing, so you can.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
okay.
Keep it right in front of your thing there. That way you can monitor your responses. Let's see. All right, so let's keep going here, bro. All right, so let's get back to Palm Springs. So you find your leader. What happens next?
So then we're starting to build the team.
Okay, cool.
I'm sorry. What we're doing next is truly picking an office. The office has to.
So you find one leader.
One leader.
By the way, folks, if you're tuning in late, you're looking at your phone. Because
it's bothering me now.
You find the area, do all the homework. Is there opportunity? Blah blah blah, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You find all that. Then you find your one leader that can potentially, or not potentially, that will run your branch.
Correct.
Where do you go from there?
So then we're going to identify an office. We're going to pick an area.
Do you ask the leader?
Yes,
since that's their house.
They're driving it.
That's their wheelhouse.
Here are some of the things that we're looking for in a space. Tell me the area and tell me why the area.
Okay.
And we'll have a conversation about it. We'll utilize our broker. They'll submit. Okay, Nate's back. He's in. Less than a minute.
Less than a minute.
Good job, Nate.
So
the only one is Palm Springs, which I said is she's the one.
Well, Palm Springs, they're kind of chill out there.
So it's a different
so
market.
chill.
Yeah. So we're actually right now one of my biggest recruiting opportunities for a sales rep that is like 1 minute response, like ready to go. Yeah. There's like one of the people that ended up working for us says it is the waiting room to heaven is what Palm Springs is. That's what they call it.
Oh God. Oh my God.
So good.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, I like that one. The waiting room to heaven is Palm Springs. And also, they also said, hey, we need to call this Rancho Mirage. Palm Springs is just one area. It's kind of at the tip of the desert. So we're in Rancho Mirage, which is kind of the center. You can get to La Quinta and Palm Springs, but it's right in the center. So anyway, I would have never known that. I'm like, hey, New Venture Escrow, Palm Springs, let's go. And she's like, no, New Venture Escrow, right in the center of the desert, not necessarily just at the end of it, Palm Springs.
That's what she said.
Mm-hmm. So she drove that. So she was like, look, we put Rancho Mirage New Venture, Escrow, Rancho, Mirage, people are going to know it's high end. It's going to like be in the center, so you can pull from a lot of other markets. If you call it NBE Palm Springs, it's just on the tip on that side. All right. Okay. I digress. We're going to put that on our marketing.
Just the tip.
Not on the tip.
It's just the tip.
Do we have an edit button over there?
Oh, yeah.
No,
Plenty of them.
Yeah,
Plenty of
who
them.
cares? That's fine.
I don't think we edit any of these, dude. We just let it fly.
Just let it fly.
Yeah,
That's fine.
Unless somebody calls you back and regrets what they said, which it's only happened a couple times. And
It's not going to be me.
yeah, and I'm like 150, 200 interviews I've done. Maybe 2 total have said, hey.
Oh, really?
Yeah, maybe 2 total out of 150 plus interviews I've done have said, can we maybe cut that part out?
We had the same thing. We've done. We haven't done nearly that many, but we probably have done 50 or 60. And it was like one.
Yeah.
Where like they listened to the whole thing and then wanted to edit out multiple different. I'm like,
yeah.
Dude.
Yeah. It happened for a couple of mine, and a couple were really justified because they're high up and and didn't sound honoring of certain people in their life. And I was
Got
like,
it.
Okay,
Yeah, that makes sense.
But I have had some where people have contacted me right out the gate, like wanting to sue me. You need to vet your people. They're lying on camera. That's happened a couple of times where they've come after me, threatening me, and I'm just like celebrating, like, oh yes, somebody's like wanting to sue me over my guest.
Yeah.
Now I'm onto something.
You're like, thank you for listening.
Yes. I'm like, now I'm onto something.
Right.
So I'm like, oh, thank you.
Right. That's amazing.
I'm like, I don't really care. I'm like, I give them the platform. They can say what they want to say, whether they're lying or not. I don't know. I said, I'm just giving them a platform to tell their story. Yeah. So, all right.
That's wild.
Speaking of which, all right. So what were we talking about? The tip? We were talking about. So let's get back on the tip.
Yeah. So we were talking about scaling management, next steps. So we have the office.
Palm Springs, you find your leader.
Mm-hmm.
Then you find the space. What kind of square footage right out the gate do you usually look for? A couple thousand?
Yeah, I think in Palm Springs we're like a little over 3,000, 3,500.
Oh wow, that's big.
It's our smallest office.
Oh wow,
yeah,
holy cow.
So we want to get into a market. We want to build the team.
And what kind of team are you preparing for right out the gate? What's the minimum amount of team members that you need in a new venture escrow office to get things going, get things popping? And by the way, you're leasing out the gate. Mm-hmm. And then if it really establishes between years 1 and 3, what you said is when you really mature the market, I'm learning, then you actually go in and look at buying a building.
Correct.
Okay.
To where we can construct just about anything. And then we have kind of rent control, cost control, and we can build out something that, like I said, our spaces are going to be unique. Some of the landlords that own these buildings are like, we don't want unique. We want just office, plain and simple. Right. We don't want to build a golf simulator. We don't want to, we in one of our offices we have a loft, so we built a loft as part of it. So it's multiple levels and a garage that opens up with a patio, and anyway, just cool, different, unique ideas.
Yep.
And also too, it's like you're in escrow. I want to do a bunch of escrow, so I want to be a participant in the market in which we operate. So I want to construct, I want to buy buildings, I want to build space. I want to I should be involved in a lot of this stuff so I can talk about it and market to it and grow it and have mature conversation with some of our clients around it. So anyway,
minimum number of team members in the location. What are you looking for?
Yeah, so once we have the leader, they're producing leaders, we will have a couple of staff to support that leader, and then we're going to start growing and building the team like we talked about with just new pieces that are going to add to the culture, add to the production. In a mature market in Palm Springs, we would have 4 or 5 producers. We would have a support staff of 4 to 8. We'd have someone working the front, and we would have 1 or 2 salespeople. We can do all of our accounting, all of our marketing, all of our compliance. We can do all that at corporate. All of that is remote. So we just need the production, both sales and ops in the local market.
So around 8 to 10-ish?
Yeah, it's about 8 to 12.
8 to 10. So then they got an office to go to. Then you need a whole bunch of offices in there, right?
Correct.
Inside in the 3,000 square foot space, and then so now, what kind of lease do these buildings allow you to sign? Because if you're wanting to bail and buy your own building you don't want to handcuff yourself for a 5-year lease. Like, what kind of lease do you normally sign?
It depends. It depends on what the It depends on what the landlord or the owner of the building is going to have to put in to construct, and then what I put in to construct. So if I want flexibility, I'll put the money in and do a shorter term. So in life, you get what you negotiate, right?
Correct.
So this is no different. Office space right now is it's really, really easy time to negotiate.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Office space is super cheap right now.
Super cheap. Yeah. It's one of the reasons why you have to consider, like, should I buy? Because there's a lot of tax benefits to acquiring, constructing. And also, too, we're at a low in office, right? We're still coming off of COVID. A lot of people work from home.
Correct.
People are starting to come back. So we're starting to see that market starting to come back. People are like, I don't necessarily like working from home anymore. I want part of the culture and community of a company. I want to at least for 3 days a week, I want to be part of that. So we are seeing that come back. So we're at a little bit of a low for office space. So acquiring or even leasing there's never in my, I don't know, whatever my career number is. This is the best I've ever seen from like
for leasing office space
for tenant or buyers to go in and either acquire or lease a property. This is as good of a time as
on
I've
my
seen.
end, because I'm looking at spaces for the wellness center to expand it. It's not good.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, because are you looking at retail spots?
More or less.
Yeah. So office. Retail is probably a little bit different.
Which is
definitely
ironic
different
to me because retail's a disaster right now.
Yeah. Do you want?
Unless my broker's just lying to me.
That's what I'm saying. Let's do this on live on air. I'll negotiate this deal right now. I've done so many leases or so many.
I know. I do
retail
love it.
deals. Yeah,
I do love it. But yeah, so
can we talk about that? The art of negotiation.
Yes.
I think this is fascinating. I love kind of the idea around creating win-win situations.
And let's do it. Let's talk about it, and like not just in a business sense, which we are of course going to talk business or attribute it to business because I've negotiated 12 leases in my career. It is my favorite thing in my business that I do is negotiate leases. I freaking love it.
You don't even need to put leases in that, right? Your favorite thing to do is negotiate, and
true,
right?
Yeah.
Because is the CEO of a growing company. I don't even like the word selling, but
I don't either.
Yeah, but and that's part of how you think about negotiation, right? Yeah. I think people have fundamentally certain ideas on negotiation, and I think that is how they negotiate. And so understanding who you're talking to, what their motivation is, thinking about it from their perspective, and always trying to come up with something that's a reasonable win-win. I think for me, that's how I do it. I know there are people out there, certainly people that I've negotiated with, that are trying to win. I mean, they're trying to win a deal, like their deal, right? And you can kind of sense that a little bit. That's not what I like to do. Even when I'm recruiting, I'm constantly like, hey, you ask me all the questions because you're also interviewing me. Like I'm very open and honest with either my intention or how I want to see this, going. I don't believe in like, hey, I'm going to hold these cards in my back pocket and I'm going to give you the aha at the end of it. Like, I'm not doing that. I'm like, here's what my intention is. Here's how I'd like to get there. Does that sound fair to you? Can we agree on certain parameters? Like those types of things.
Yeah.
And I've negotiated big deals. Like I've bought and sold companies my entire life. So I know what it's like to win and lose deals on a lot of different areas. And so this comes from 25 years of experience of negotiating, acquiring property, acquiring businesses, selling businesses to, I've sold a business to, $1 billion company. I've sold it to a private investor. I've sold, so I've seen a lot. I've done a lot of deals that didn't work out. I had one, I'll tell you this really quickly. So I got approached.
Any other responses, by the way? Has she responded?
Oh, it went dark on me.
Let's see. Sorry.
So yes, okay, Chula Vista. Good morning, Casey. Thanks for checking in. That is really awesome of you. All is good in Chula Vista.
Wow,
amazing.
That was a nice response.
I know. Now I have to go through, and all my managers have to get that text today. So
how fast was that one?
That one was okay. So
can you tell?
That one was
about
12. That was 12 minutes.
12 minutes.
Yeah, 12.
But that was a nice response, though.
A great response, yeah.
Great response.
Just quick update on Palm Springs. It's now at 15 minutes. No, yeah.
I love that.
Remember, I told you. I said there are like fundamentally. I like quick response.
Yeah.
Like motion creates emotion. Like
motion creates.
Like let's go. Be energetic, enthusiastic, and like let's move quickly and. Anyway, but not everyone can operate exactly like that.
Right.
So I have changed. Like when I was running a company at 25 is different than me running a company at 45.
Yeah.
So
What's changed the most, would you say?
I think understanding. At 25, it was like my way or the highway.
Yeah.
Like, and then now it's become more of like, how do I build team and camaraderie and buy-in?
Yeah.
And not just because
And
hey,
actually
you have to.
compassion and empathy. Like,
Exactly.
what's that?
Totally. And just
I had zero.
be understanding of like what she could possibly be doing that would cause her to be 15 minutes late in responding to.
This is
I'm
great.
gonna cut this up and send it to her,
This is-
or cut this up and delete it from anything in Palm Springs. Anybody watching in Palm Springs?
Oh, no.
So no, she's great, and this is not
Now build her back
atypical.
up. Build her back up.
This is not atypical for like from a response perspective. Is like she's very more calculated, a little more deliberate. Like she's probably thinking, why is he asking me this right now? Like so it was a kind of a random question on an.
But even if
for
she's
someone else.
thinking that, I would think that she'd at least.
She would at least like why what no, I should have sent her the same text. I should have sent the message to everyone. Hey, just checking in. I want to make sure.
That's what I say.
Okay, well you got me on air. I was just like
Okay,
I'm trying to
okay,
process
that's
a
fine.
text message while answering your question. So yeah, so no, we're still Palm Springs.
Is there
still
anybody
pending.
else you can check in with? Like any other leaders of any other?
I mean, I could, yeah, of course, but
Yeah.
yeah, I think we've got a pretty good
Okay,
set,
all right.
set today.
good.
And- well, because when I do get done with here, I will check in with all managers because I do that fairly regularly. Like, hey, just a quick check in, just
Yeah.
want to see how everything is going.
But that was a great response.
Yeah, it was
Really?
great.
Oh, thank you so much for checking in. That's really. What do you say? That's great or that's awesome or something?
That's awesome. Yeah. Yeah. So that's great.
I love that.
I know. Me too. So that's good.
And me too.
Well, yeah. Well, also too, it's like, no, hey, we're great. I
Yeah.
love those. Like,
Yeah.
Because also too, I have a direct report, and I had to tell her, hey, every time you call, there's a fucking issue. So every time I see your name on caller ID, I'm like, I don't want to answer.
Yeah.
It's like. So now she's done a better job of like, hey, just calling in, hey, this was awesome, or this was great, or sends me a text message like, hey, this happened, like you'll love this. Like it can't be the Grim Reaper. Yeah, she's the Grim Reaper. If that's what it felt like, and I'm like, hey, I don't want to get to a point to where I have to block you. She's like, well, you're my boss, and I'm like, well, yeah, but it's getting weird.
Yeah.
I don't want it to get weird. Like just call me or text me with something good. Like, even if it feels forced.
The Grim Reaper.
I will maybe share with her. She'll probably know if she ever listens to this.
Yeah.
She will know exactly. People that work at the company will know exactly who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Grim Reaper.
The Grim Reaper. Put that on her business card.
Oh my God. That's why when I come in to the center, I've got a couple employees and I know like within minutes of me walking in, if they come in right after me to let me know a problem, I'm like, can I at least put my bag down?
Right. Yeah.
and sit down before you hit me with a freaking problem.
Right. Well, okay.
Yeah.
So I want to ask. So my question is, how do you think about quote unquote negotiating, or how do you think about the idea around coming to or convincing someone or negotiating a deal or sales, or how are you looking at that?
So I will say this. I'm going to preface by saying I try, if at all, but this is really hard for me. I think you and I are very similar animals when it comes to how passionate we are and how much emotion we have. Is when you really want something so bad, you're at such a disadvantage in the negotiation.
Great point.
Like, and I want to ask you about that. Like, how do you get over that? Like, when you see the office that you freaking love out there, and like, and for me, it's like when I really find the space, because with mine it's different. You can find an office space anywhere.
Yeah.
Okay, here's your office space, 8 offices, blah blah blah. With us, we have to have a certain build out. It has to be in a certain area. I'm not saying that you don't need any of that stuff, but ours is a little bit more to where when I find that, because it's very rare to find the exact space, the exact square footage. I need a rectangle. I need it here. I need a rooftop to put a compressor. Like all these things that when I find that dream space and I'm coming in it from a point of where I want this freaking space. Mm-hmm. It's hard.
Yeah.
Because and then you go back and forth with the thing. So my point is that when in a negotiation, I'll kind of play the game of see what I can get to test confidence. I like to test people's confidence right out the gate to see if there's something Like, where are they at?
Like,
So
give me an example. Because are you going in and lowballing them? Are you going in and
a little bit of lowballing. Yeah,
Okay.
I like to lowball a little bit, not to where it's insulting, but I like to lowball a little bit. Say, listen, here's where I'm at. This is what like. Here's the number, and I'll see how they react to that.
Got
and
it.
to see if, because I know by a certain response that they give, if I've got them, or if they've got even more room.
Right.
Right. Because the worst thing is I've had negotiations where I come up with a number like perfect, let's do it. I'm like, oh, fuck, that means he would have gone lower.
Yeah.
Have you had those?
Right.
Like, oh man, he took that so fast.
Yeah.
Or he, whatever.
Yeah.
That I realized, I could have gotten a better deal. So
So I think over the years I've tried to train myself to not get too caught up in that. It's like, all right, we got a deal. I didn't waste the way I'll justify it in my head is I didn't waste a bunch of time. So if I could have gotten quote unquote a better deal, it's like, well, I didn't waste 3 months negotiating it or like back and forth and all the time that it would take you. The value in that is so much greater
100%.
than the quarter per month the quarter per square foot you would have saved or. And also too, like, hey, if I'm going to swing first, you need to be aware, like, if it should be a deal that you like, and if they accept it, you should be excited.
Yeah.
Right. And so that's kind of the way I used to be exactly like that. I'm like, fuck, I left money on the table, but then I was like, I save time. It's a deal that I swung first and we got it. So we struck a deal. So we look at it from that's great. Let's just move on and keep going, do more deals. And I think that is one of the things where if you are doing more deals, you get to a point or some point of comfort, you're going to lose some deals. Now, I will say to your question or to the point of when there is the one, right? And it could be dating, it could be a business, it could be a lease, it could be anything, right? If there's or recruit or anything, when you see the one, there is no such thing as no. You have to figure out a way to make it work. Like if you know this is going to be a home run, then I'm constantly thinking like if this, then this. If not this, then try this. If I'm just going through a pyramid of ideas on how to strike a deal, and where any sort of negotiation, I think asking a bunch of questions around, okay, how would this work? What would a deal structure look like? Dating, you hear no all the time. Well, if you just take it for what it is, you could end up all by yourself for oftentimes, or businesses. A lot of times businesses aren't for sale. So you got to think about like, how do I create enough maybe interest to have a further conversation, right? I think people try to skip steps. I think that asking a bunch of questions in the beginning, you can kind of see where maybe what path to take versus just going, all right, I'm going to make an offer. It's going to look like this. Here's the only way. There's 1,000 ways to do deals. And I think being open to that, being curious around what the person on the other side of the table is thinking and what their wants and desires are in doing a deal where it can be a win-win. Thinking about things creatively. I mean, there's certain deal structures for certain deals, but there's also things you never thought of. I bought a printing and mailing company in 2006 when I was like 26, and I was so focused on what the purchase price was because I thought that's what I had to negotiate. It's like, who cares what the price is? Worry about the terms. Worry about how much cash. Worry about what you're going to do with the business and how you're going to grow it and what the opportunity looks like versus what everyone focuses on, which is what's that price? What's that? Yeah. What am I going to pay for it? So I don't know. You kind of learn those after doing. It's like batting practice. You got to swing your bat a bunch of times to be able to hit the ball consistently.
That's the bottom line. You got to get reps in.
You got to do deals.
And this interview is brought to you by Real Deal Wellness. This is a company my wife and I just launched, Real Deal Wellness. It's a membership base. We're charging the lowest price that has ever been offered for wellness in San Diego in history. You're going to get cryotherapy, red light therapy, infrared sauna, compression therapy, and halo therapy, which is dry salt therapy. Real Deal Wellness. You can go to our website, realdealwellness.net. Also, subscribe to the channel, share it, like it. We love you. We appreciate you. Have a nice day. I'm negotiating investors right now for Real Deal Wellness right now. And this is a territory that really I haven't been in because I've never had investors before. So I'm in an area where I have not been in this situation. So I brought in a guy who's one of our customers here. He's now my business development guy. That he's done these for 25 years. So he's now in my corner because I know when I'm in over my head of something that I haven't done before. Now he's helping me with the whole thing and negotiations and the terms and all this stuff. That's what I did because when I realized, okay, this is not my territory yet, right? I'm still learning it. At 54, I'm like a child.
Yeah.
54, I'm like literally just getting started. Like,
but I think that's the important point. I think that's one of the things when you get older, or when I've gotten older, what people I feel like successful people when they get older, if they get more narrow in how they're thinking about things and less curious, and they think that they're always right. Oh, I've done it like this before. It's always going to work like that. Right. I think that's where people get stuck. I think that's why there's this, in society, if we're just using broad strokes, there's people that are just like locked into their point of view and are unwilling to have the conversation. It drives me fucking nuts.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, I don't care if we disagree. We should still be able to have a conversation around it without, it turning into, I got to block you or, just like, I don't know. I wish there would be more curiosity with people as they get older and thinking about different deals, or that there are 100 ways to do the same thing. And
here's the thing that you and I, we've all heard this over and over and over and over. We'll stamp it in again. The only way that you're going to become massively successful, entrepreneurship, business, whatever, especially in entrepreneur business, but I'm talking sports, everything, but let's just talk entrepreneur business, success, finances, is if you are 100%, no matter how old, no matter how much you've done, no matter how much experience you've had, that you are still 100% teachable and curious.
Yeah.
You knowing your limits, knowing self-awareness, how important is it to have self-awareness, knowing what you're good at, what you're not good at. Check your ego aside. It's everything. And then being coachable and teachable. Still, like me, look at me. I'm 54. I've had a business for 20 years. We've done millions in sales, whatever. But I know that I'm a child. I'm a squirrel trying to get a nut. So I brought in a business guy who's sold companies, scaled them, built them, sold them, scaled them, everything. I brought him in. I have no problem.
Smart. I think one of the biggest things, one of the pivotal moments in my career as a CEO was being in a young growing company. And I got to a certain point where I knew I didn't know how to continue to build it. And I remember being at the time, I felt this, it's like an imposter syndrome where you're like,
yeah.
I'm the wrong CEO for this job. And instead of letting that take over, I said, I'm going to go get coaching. So I've been in a CEO group since it's probably 16 years.
Wow.
I just joined another one in YPO, a year ago. And so I have two different groups of CEOs. So I've seen a lot of CEOs over the years, and that common thread of success and scale was truly checking your ego, being open and curious as to how do I continue to get better, and that they're okay with progress over perfection. I mean, that is really an important one too, where you launch a product, it's not going to be perfect. You try something different in business, and then you have to pivot and iterate on it and change it and grow. You hire the wrong person, it's okay. You failed. You can either coach them or coach them up or coach them out.
Yeah.
So I've seen a lot of leaders, a lot of leadership, and there's a lot of different styles to it. There's not one size fits all.
No.
And so there's not one answer to your problem. There's multitude of answers, and you're going to pick which answer you believe is best to solve it. And then don't be so hung up on it that you don't pivot if that's the wrong answer. Like that ability to kind of bob and weave and shake and move and, not be so married to one idea. That's success, or at least it gives you the best option.
And I see so many people in business that are just so egotistical, set in their ways. And I'm like, man, this person is not going to go further than this. It's not possible. You have got to open your mind. Something I love doing is I've got a 24-year-old girl that runs the studio for me. I've got a 64-year-old and now a 40-year-old. And the 24-year-old on a daily basis, I say, hey, something that I know I could do, like we bring in a new supplement package, like, okay, we got an NAD+, we've got glutathiones, we have this whole new supplement. I was like, hey, I know what these do, but here, let me give you this. You run with this. Go on ChatGPT, whatever you need to do, form me a packet, Give me something that we can give to the clients to educate them on. Give me a bullet points of each one, the science, the history, the benefits, the pricing, the dosage, when's the best time to take. Run with it. Show me what you got.
Right.
I can do all that. And I let her run with it. I let the other girl run with it. I give them these projects where I know I can do it, but then they have ownership over it. Then I also see, okay, who are we working with here? How good is my leader? Does she have innovation? Does she take the initiative? Is she passionate about it? Does she come up with it? Does she make it happen quickly? Or, hey, by the way, a week later, hey, are you, yeah, you know what? I didn't get around to that yet. Okay.
Right.
It's almost like little, I don't know why I'm getting off on this tangent.
No, it's good though. The other thing too is that you have a diverse opinion group, like, right?
Yes,
you can, in age and experience. So where if you're giving them all something, you can get back. You're not going to get the same exact answer from everyone. And also too, your business it's diverse. You're going to have people that are going to be younger and older, and then they are going to want and need different things. So it's important to have that pull, like your hand on that, and to be able to figure out how to touch people in the right way. How to touch people in the right way.
On the tip.
Clearly. So yeah, no, I like that. I think that's smart.
And I just and how much do you do this? Like, I'll actually ask her 24-year-old, 30 years could be my kid, opinions on, because she's up with what's happening right now in her age group, and we have a ton of 20-year-olds that come in. I'm like, well, what do you think about this? If it were you, how would you run this? How would you? So how much do you do that, and how important that is for CEOs, for leaders to look at their organization and say, hey, not only empower them, but saying, hey, run with this. Let me see what you got. Hey, here's the project. Run with it.
Absolutely.
I'm not going to give you any parameters. Just run with it.
Yeah. So that is one thing that I've started to do a lot more is figure out what's the most important thing, and then someone's going to quarterback. Someone's responsible for this objective or this project. Versus I was involved in everything. I think that's as we've scaled and gotten over 100 employees, you just have to continue to make yourself replaceable in you're orchestrating it, but you're not playing an instrument anymore. You're making sure that we're all moving in the right direction. We're all speaking the same language. We're performing. There's dashboards, or there's key performance indicators. There's ways in which you're evaluating the health of the business by not being involved in every meeting, every project, so that I think is something that comes with time, where you're saying, okay, I have to back off of how involved I am in certain areas. Because if you're going to scale, there's no possible way.
There's no possible way, and it's so crazy because right now we're filming for a while now, and so she's running my wellness center out here by herself. Normally in the past, I'd be like, oh man, I'm not involved with every touch point, talking to all the customers, educating them, but I'm such at ease now because I've relinquished control in that area to let somebody else thrive, somebody else flourish, and run the show. Like, that's something that has taken me a long time, Casey, to grow and mature, and letting someone else run the show and without me being involved.
I mean, that has to feel good though, right? Like,
great.
I mean, just different than you being involved in every single thing. Yeah, no, that's the only way to scale. We're talking about scaling. Yeah. That's it.
The only way to scale. Let's break it down from. We start with the initial leader, right? You get the initial leader, and this is for every business, I think, because I did the same thing here. I found my home run right away within the first couple of months. I'll say her name publicly, Mia. Mia, she was 23. She's now 24. She's running the studio. She can run her own location right now. She got I told her, along the way, this is on the table for you. If you want to find investors, somebody in your family, whatever, that wants to put in for the franchise, and you run it, you could run your own spot right now. So that my training for her said, listen, I'm going to train you on how to run a business. So the point is, find your home run, that one leader, like, which we talked about this a while. But then how do you build it? Then the building that around them, the culture starts with us first, the one leader, and then how important to build the culture around them.
I'm going to pivot into a different direction, because we talked a little bit about culture, but one of the things I'm struggling the most with is the organization around scaling. So the documentation, and basically you exactly. So operationally, that's not something I like to do. Like, right, I want my operations to be what I call the new venture escrow way. So the new venture way is we have a brand, we have a brand promise, we have a people, a culture. Those are all the things I like to do. But the new venture way on how we're doing operations, we have to level up. And we've struggled with that because I don't like doing that, right? And it's almost like, oh, yeah. But if you want to build a franchise model, this is going to be like, you already know you can grow it, right?
Yeah.
You're going to hit. I build this amount of machines. It's going to hit this amount of revenue.
right.
This is going to be the cost structure. This is how you market it. This is
got
how
all
you
of it.
price it. You got all of it.
All of it.
But if it's only in Mia's head or your head, you're going to fail in the fourth or fifth time you scale because you're not going to be there. And so everything needs to be, we're going to do a lease like this. It's going to be in this space. This is how we're going to hire for that first hire. This is how we're going to like build the equipment out. This is how it's going to look and feel. Like, that has been an eye opener. Like, because right now I do all the spaces, I do all the recruiting, but I'm like, what if I win the lottery? Am I going to, right? Because so the thing is like, I need to document and replace myself in all of these areas. And so we've used Palm Springs as that. We used Orange County, but Palm Springs is really the one where like document everything. There is a standard of how we operate that we're going to make sure everyone knows in the operation.
Yeah.
We're going to make sure our ops team, if I want to open up an office in LA or Northern, whatever, it's going to look like this. It's going to feel like this. It's
pretty much like a franchise model.
Exactly.
And so that's something you've struggled with over the years? Is that what you're saying?
The operational side of it, right? Because when you're scaling the branch locations, you're now spread a little thinner. You can't be there all the time. You don't have an ops person right in. So you have to set it up a certain way. It all has to look and feel the same way. There has to be these systems in place truly to scale.
Oh yeah.
And that's just something I don't like to do. I don't want to build systems. I want to grow. I want to grow top line. Everything that comes on the bottom line, I just want it to be really cost effective, because I do know every dollar I bring in, it should yield this amount of gross profit and net profit. However, I want the operation to run a certain way. It needs to be secure. It needs to be fast. It needs to have, 3 monitors. They all look like this. The offices feel like this. Like when someone walks in, they get this experience. Like, all of that can be documented. But we have, like, to the point of like when we open up an office, it's going to have, these are going to be the snacks that we have in the fridge and in the drinks that we offer clients. The coffee bar is going to look like this. Like, I never thought of it like that. It was just kind of you go from like real small business to, okay, if I want to be involved in a company that can open up an office in LA and I don't need to be the head person on that, how do we do that? And thinking of it like that, there should be a playbook of exactly what it looks like. And also too, if you have a playbook, if God forbid somebody were to win the lottery or, take another position, which would be really idiotic, but if they were, there should be a playbook on exactly how we want things done. This new venture way, we're really leaning into that. And we think not only it's a way we market or the way we offer products and value to real estate community, the way we have spaces, it's also operationally the way that we need to perform. And when everybody starts buying into that and we want it documented, and then we're constantly just going to be, all right, do we want to pivot this or that? Then we'll redocument it. And that part is similar to what you just,
And you know what it is I'll say it again, that's the franchise model.
Yeah.
And what we're going to do is we're going to hire a company to do all that for us.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
So you have franchise, you might even want to, even though you're not doing a franchise, you should contact a franchise company and attorney that does that for. That's what they do, is they give you all the operational, this, that, and the other. They help you put all that together.
Yeah, that's great.
For every location.
Because you'll know every dollar that's going to be spent, every dollar it's going to be, it's very...
Where they get their equipment from, what the operational is, how many people, how many members.
Do you guys also have that for marketing? How you market it and or is everything driven from your social?
No, we have a whole marketing system now. We have how much money will go into the management of it, how much goes into paid ads, how much goes into the DM outreach, how much goes into this. So now we have a set marketing per location already. So I already have that number based on, and then if we scale and go up, and if people want to kind of turn the notch up, the dial up a little bit, put a little bit more into Facebook ads, because right now we've got it dial in. Michael Carrillo from Awaken Church Balboa, my guy, and Tony Hernandez, our our videographer, our content creator who's here on site, the podcast producer. So we have a whole system in place now to where, okay, cool, I get a franchise. I know that I'm going to put $5,000 into marketing. That's going to cover this. That's going to cover the AdWords. That's going to cover so we have a whole system in place based on the marketing and the dollars going in and coming out.
Nice.
And what they should get in return for that, the return ROI.
Right.
How
That's great.
many leads per day? How many get into the funnel? How long does it take when someone opts into a Real Deal Wellness commercial on Facebook or Instagram? How long from the time they opt in before they're in the center doing their free session? Because our lead in is free session. So and it's I think between weeks 3 and 4 from the first opt in, which is unheard of. Usually takes months for people when they opt in on a lead to come into a center or to do business with you. So ours is taking about 3 to 4 weeks by the time they come in, because when they come in, it's usually about at least a 50% that they're going to sign up, because our pricing is just stupid. Our pricing's so low.
Yeah, it is.
But anyway, getting back to your question is, yes, we have a specific marketing. The whole system is in place already. So now we're just waiting on to get the first standalone location so the numbers are clean. So then we can franchise the model and say, okay, cool, franchisee, this location, when you put in this much money, this is exactly what's going to, it cash flows between month 6 and 8. It then, years 2 and 3, between years 2 and 3, you get your money back from the original investment. You're net profiting $200,000 plus by year 2, $250 to $300 by year 3. So we've got all the, I don't know, I'm getting on a tangent.
No,
here,
I love that. Yeah, but that's the discipline of building that model. So we're kind of doing the same thing where you want to rubber stamp it, like, hey, this is what we expect. This is, these are the organization around all of that has been, we're just in.
This is great to hear,
mode.
by the way. Like, I love hearing this. The fact that even here's this guy, you own how many buildings now?
4.
You own 4 buildings. You're exploding. You're basically taking over the world, taking more territory than almost anybody that I know. And even you are having an issue with having the operational for each place.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's just the standard that you set is getting to that level is what we're working on. Like, I have a lot of resources and time spent in an area that I don't like because it needs to live up to all the other portions of the business. And when you hyper grow, we're going to double headcount in 18 months. When you're growing that fast, like if your systems suck, you can grow your way out of a business.
Yes.
And so we're constantly thinking like, okay, how do we tighten the operation so there's an organization and because it can feel a bit chaotic, right? There's an onboarding, a way we onboard. There's a way that we like a checklist on almost everything, and so getting all of the people to go from this small business mentality of like, okay, we'll just figure it out as we go, or I've always done it this way, or to I sit in on the first day and we can just kind of we'll wing it. Yeah, like that doesn't work when you're hiring 5 people a week, and so
it's daunting because a lot of that requires like paperwork.
Yeah,
you're like, because then you got to like I'm getting chills up my spine talking about it.
Yeah,
like because that's why most companies never have a handbook. That's why most companies don't have a method of operation in place. That's why most, especially small business owners, don't have it because it's a freaking nuisance.
Well, our businesses are similar from the standpoint, and I'm guessing you can tell me if I'm wrong, but your business there hasn't really been a company that's truly scaled and done like a franchise model that's had success in the area in which you guys are attacking. We're kind of the same way, and escrow is. There's a lot of kind of independent, small. Nobody's really scaled or built something that can go into other markets. And when you do, it's kind of the same thing. They hit these roadblocks of, I haven't figured that out or documented it. So the organization around it, it's going to crack their core business, so they don't do it. And so I think that's where the opportunity lies. Is where's the market not been satisfied? Go down that direction, but only do it at a point to where you can be organized and disciplined around how the business operates and functions and what the value of the business is, because you have to grow and scale without losing the culture, the operational efficiency, the value adds, those types of things. If you can do that, you got something special. And every single layer of scale is going to have a different challenge to it. Your team has to be able to understand, be aware, be curious, and try to solve those things at every different tranche of opportunity. it's gonna be tough.
It's going to be tough. And there's a reason that, not everybody's an entrepreneur. And there's a bigger reason why. What's the success percentage of entrepreneurship? It's like less than 1%, like actually hit the big time where you're actually making real money, not just a small business owner where you have a high paying job.
You're an operator.
Yeah, high paying job, basically. Right. That you're working more than employees would normally work, 80, 100-hour weeks just to have a high paying job, even though you're a solopreneur, entrepreneur, whatever, small business. But so there's a reason that the percentage is so low, because the amount of stuff that we have to do behind the scenes to keep this business going, from the lease to the insurances to the franchise tax board to the state board to the CTTFA to the
cash flow,
payroll taxes, pay this tax. I mean, it's every week I show Mia, I show her a stack. I'm like, this is like 12 different agencies that want my money right here. Between this agency and this agency, that they're taking me here, they want me here, they want this. It's never ending. It's right. So people, all they see is you running around on social media looking like $1 million, looking like you're 43 instead of 45.
It's all the salt you guys got floating around.
That's right.
Here.
Yeah, you're getting younger. You've gotten younger since
2 years. Yeah, since I sat down. I'm never leaving.
I'm never leaving. And just all they see is you running around, taking over the world, owning buildings, but they don't see behind the scenes what you've done, like even what you're doing right now, the amount of work, commitment. Let me ask you this, bro. What would you say building your companies? Give me an estimate of how many hours a week do you put in to your company and to your business on the average over the years? At what point was it at the highest? What number of hours was it? And this isn't just where you go into the office and you're working. I'm talking because entrepreneurs, we don't stop when we're
home.
We're constantly on the computer till 1 a.m., 2 a.m. We're on vacation. Like, I'm taking the family on a staycation starting tonight for 4 nights. Staycation down at the beach. But guess what? Tomorrow morning, I'm going to wake up on the beach, and I'm going to come in and work because I got to run the mattress store. There's nothing I can do about it. I have to do it. I'm going to do that Saturday as well. This is a staycation. And then I'm going to have to answer. Anyway, I'm still going to be working. Like, there's no way around it. So give me your hours. Give me an average. Let's put it in perspective.
Yeah, it's a good question. I know certainly when I was younger, I was a psychopath around it. Like, I was actually... I would save emails for 2 a.m. because I wanted to just fire away at 4 a.m. or 2 a.m. and I wanted to do exactly the text message thing, like how fast.
By the way, has she answered?
Let's see.
You're nervous to even look.
Okay, let's see.
Let's see.
Quick update.
Well,
nope, she has not.
Nothing. Oh God. No. Where are we at? A half hour? 45 minutes?
It is 50 minutes.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe she took the day off.
We got a coachable moment. She actually might be a. Could you imagine? She's on a beach in
speaking of beaches.
Cancun.
Speaking of beaches.
Yeah.
Sorry to get back to you. I was at in the spa at the at the resort.
The resort. Yeah. So hours wise, I was working 100 hours a week.
Easy.
Was really, really common in my 20s, in my 30s, less than that, and now, and again. It's not. I'm always available.
Yeah,
but like work. Where I actually say, I mean, it's a fairly 40, 50 hour week for me now.
Yeah.
I look at, like, I think that's one of the things as I'm trying to build and grow something that goes from, that gets into the special range, like where we have something where somebody believes that we can grow this into a something different and build a lot of different things that we're working towards. But I can't continue to chase that at the expense of other things that I want in my life personally. So it can't just be where when you're first generation money, you chase this ideology of professional success. And in my 20s, I was not as good of a son, not as good of a brother, not as good of a friend. I was stressed and was working too hard. I was too just emotionally unavailable. And so what I don't want to do is, as I've gotten older, is continue to chase that with the sacrificing of my health or mental well-being and stuff like that. So even if I'm working, as long as I'm spending the right amount of time in my personal life and in my health life and making sure that has a little bit more balance to it, then I'm happy. And I'm actually a lot more effective. There are certain things where getting away and really stepping away. I went to Costa Rica in June and spent 10 days in a jungle and completely checked out.
Wow.
And did some real self work to reconnect with myself, to understand exactly where I'm at in my life. What are the things that I want to do? It had nothing to do with like true reflection of like, okay, you did this, you did that. I'm not really like, I've already done this, done that. I'm more of like, where are you at today? Like, where are your 2 feet planted? What do I want to do tomorrow and beyond? And then how am I going to get there? And really kind of adjusting the dials, thinking about like, okay, where is your health, wealth, and happiness, and where are the things that you want to increase, decrease, but just thinking that can include friends, that can include relationships, that can include things in my business that are not serving me, your spiritual life, and what just bigger picture stuff. We get caught in the weeds oftentimes. So stepping away a little bit more as I've gotten older has given me a chance to just, you get 100% of your time. And where you divide the pie should be intentional. It should be, there's a reason. And certain times as an entrepreneur, you got to push more into the professional side, right? And that there's an expense to that.
Yeah. And
so just being aware of that and then saying, okay, when that's satisfied, I want to dial in the personal life or the other things like my spiritual life or all of those things should be thought of, and you should be intentional.
Absolutely, because the whole work-life balance is like, I think it's a complete myth.
Right.
However, that said, let me know what you think about this. I want to ask your opinion on it. Like, how important is it for people that whatever you're choosing to do to make a living, whether it's a business, whether it's your job, whether it's an entrepreneurship, how important, like, to have some type of quote unquote balance to where you're because I think it was the percentage was 85% of Americans are unhappy at their job. I think it was 80, something like that. 85% of people are unhappy. I think it was with their job or something like that, or maybe just in general. I don't even know. It was something really bad, alarming. How important is to do something that you actually enjoy doing?
You know, what's funny is I've never not done that. So I couldn't even tell you, like, if I'm in a tough situation, and I've had really tough times, even during those tough times, I was in a challenge, and I was just kind of framing it in a way where I was able to believe that I liked it at the time. Like if I were to look back and I was like, oh God, 2008 fucking sucked.
Yeah.
At the time, I'm like, this is such a great challenge. Everybody's going out of business and this and that. And so you frame it in your head of like, I'm going to be super excited to get up and go attack this thing, even though every day felt like such a grind. I think for me, the ability to you have to understand that you're going to be working all of the time. And if you can do that and appreciate that, you're going to be responding to texts and emails and calls at all hours of the day and night. And that's just part of you have to consider that fun. I think, it's hard. I guess it's hard to say. How would you look at that?
I think about this more and more recently. Because now I'm hitting big numbers, bro. 54, I'm 16 away from 70. That's sobering. So I'm like, what am I doing? So and I'm to you, I've never not loved what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. Never. But also I've realized that I feel called. Like I feel that I've had a calling, that God has called me to make it happen. Because you're a leader. You're an innovator. You were called. Yeah. So you owe it to everybody in the world around you, whoever you believe in God, your family, your friends, the people at your place, your employees, your team. You owe it to all of them to step into that calling and make it happen.
Yeah.
Like right here, it's make it happen.
Yeah.
So I feel called. So every day I wake up, I cannot wait to come in and make it happen.
I do think there's something around the energy and enthusiasm in which we operate. It impacts and permeates into the entire organization. And so I am really intentional, and I know you are too, with how do you maintain that over an insane amount of time to where people look at you and go, how the fuck does he do it?
Yeah. He's like, never not on.
He's never not on. It's not even being on, right? Yeah. Like, cause that's
Fired
just
up.
It's your normal core. Like that's who it is. Like if you're having to be on, it'll be way more exhausting.
Correct.
It's like, how do you maintain a level of energy that's appropriate for who you are? And also this positive, like energy that where you're just like excited about, even in, like we talked about, 2008 was a shitty market. People are going out of business, a lot of bankruptcy, a lot of foreclosure, and you're still excited. Like, how do you think about that? And so if you're not healthy and happy, you're never going to be an entrepreneur. You never be a successful one. And also too, like this, talking to the 85% of people, focus on your health and your happiness, focus on your health and your energy, and then go find something at that job to either use it as leverage to get somewhere else or figure out how to be happy. Because spending one day, miserable at just to collect a paycheck, there's so many other options, especially right now. Unemployment's like 0, 2% or whatever, 3%. There's so many opportunities that people need to think about. It's like, if you're not happy in a relationship, at a job, then you need to it's your responsibility to yourself and every stakeholder in your life to do something about it. And if there are things in your life that you're not happy with, friendships, relationships, positions at jobs, then either have the self-awareness to look at it and find a way, a path out of it. Because spending a bunch of time miserable is your fault.
It's your fault.
It's 100% your fault. And that's what I told the kids the other day. I said, you're going to be worried about what the coaches call or what they say to you or what the other team does. No, everything starts with what's in your head.
Everything.
And you're responsible for you. So don't worry about all of the situation. If you're always worried about the situation around you, you're wasting a bunch of time and you're going to be worried and you're not going to execute or play well. This all comes down to mindset, and it all starts with you. You're 100% responsible.
And so, and you said it, you touched on it, but we're going to lean into this part now. Here's where you start. You said it. Start with your health. Become the healthiest version of yourself.
I bet you the 85%, it starts there.
Start there.
And it may end there. Right? I mean, if you don't have that, then you're focused on the job. That's the wrong thing. If you're healthy, truly healthy, that 85% would be cut in half instantly.
At least. Because when you're healthy, when you look like the guy 45 with bicep veins and 54 with bicep veins and you're shredded, how good does it feel? How much confidence do you have walking around like this?
It's your walking resume.
It's like, I cannot even begin to tell you guys at 54 with this stuff going on here, how good I feel and how much confidence I have when I walk into a room, and especially when everybody starts staring and gawking at you because you're the anomaly.
Right.
Whereas back in the day in the 70s and 80s, everybody stared and gawked at obese people.
Yeah.
Now it's the opposite. Now people stare and gawk at people with bicep veins and shredded.
Well, so it is a non-negotiable for me is that there is a certain amount of time in my week that I will put towards my personal health. And that includes sleep, it includes workouts, it includes the sauna, cold, all the things that I know you do, and obviously it's your business. That has to be part of it, because if I sacrifice that for a meeting or a trip or things like that, it has to be so far, it has to be such an extreme opportunity where you're like, okay, in small doses you can do that, but over the long haul, the discipline of health will equal wealth, and it will equal happiness within your life. There's a start and stop that we could end there, because it is truly, if you get that part right and make that your focus, you're a better husband, you're a better brother, a sister, an employee, an entrepreneur. Your energy and your health will drive so much of your life.
And so, I mean, let's drive this home, because listeners and watchers, a high percentage of the people listening and watching right now are not healthy right now.
Or optimally healthy, right? Like, so what you would consider, like, go get blood work, and it'll
get
tell
blood
you,
work. Start there.
And have somebody who knows what they're doing tell you, what does this blood work actually mean?
Correct.
And also, you take that blood work and overlay it with, what do I feel like? Do I have that good blood work, but I'm tired and I'm taking naps, or I'm exhausted on the week? Like, what is the reality of how you feel? And then what does the blood work say? I promise you, those will connect into a way that will be meaningful for you to take actionable steps to correct your health, which will lead to the happiness.
100%. And I say this all the time: the blood don't lie.
Right.
So start there. blood panel. I've got 2 places that I go to. Catalyst Wellness is where I get extensive blood panel every night. And literally every 90 days I get a blood panel.
Same.
Every 90 days I'm monitoring my blood. And Coronado, Dr. Trainer from Awaken Church, amazing guy. He does a full
is he
blood
at
panel.
Awaken? I know Dr. Trainer really well.
Yeah, he was on the podcast.
Oh, was he? Oh, I saw
Amazing
him. That's right. Yeah, he's great.
naturopath, amazing guy, can heal anything naturally. He's incredible. So start with the blood panel and then take action, even if it's just that's why I started the wellness center, bro, is because for people that like, oh, I can't go to the gym or I can't move, I can't do this. This wellness center, Real Deal Wellness, is geared around you can sit in a chair, sit on a bench, stand in a chamber, or lie in a bed and improve your health.
Yeah.
Can anybody do that? Yes. And I took I can't afford it out too. I took that excuse out. So start there. Like, we can't stamp this home enough, guys. If you're unhappy with your job, unhappy with your life, your relationships, your marriage, like Casey said, start dialing in your health and become the healthiest version of yourself and watch what happens in your life automatically. It's going to happen. Your relationship, your marriage is going to get better. You're going to be happier at work. People are actually going to want to be around you because you're not the finger pointing victim anymore.
It's so true. It can't be emphasized enough.
It can't.
If there is anything in your life that you wanted to change, start with your health and your energy and dial that into a point to where no matter what is coming up in the outside world around you, no matter what is coming at you or happening to you, you're able to handle it in such a different way. It's
different way.
It's crazy.
Like, I will tell you, and guys, there's something about for guys that are over 30, over 40, get your testosterone levels checked. That is a big deal when it comes to hormones. Ladies, your hormones are a big deal, and I can't even begin to stress. We're gonna. Gosh, dude, we can keep going all day, bro.
What time is it?
But it's 10:09. We're already
shit.
2 hours in. Did what's her name respond? Speaking of a long time.
Jesus, I got so many text messages here. Okay. No, she did not.
She did not. Great. Here we go.
Come on, Julie.
Julie, come on.
Come on, Julie. We're about to wrap up here, Julie. Come on. You got a couple more minutes.
So, folks, again, we'll stamp this in. Start with no matter what it takes in your entire life, focus on, and this is the most selfless thing that you can do in your life, is focus on yourself and your health. That's the most selfless thing, because then the people in your life, which I love what you said, those that have a stake, was it an equity stake in your
stakeholder?
Stakeholders in your life, the people that are going to benefit by you being at your best or not, that are going to suffer from you being a finger pointing victim and unhealthy, because then you're not helping anybody. But for those in your life, the stakeholders in your life that are your children, your family, your wife, your husband, your people around you, the people at work, the people that are going to benefit by you being at your most optimal self. You're doing them a service by focusing on yourself. So I'm glad we got on that, because, and I knew we were, because the way that you're looking shredded, incredible, 45, 54, bro. Come on, dude.
Fired up.
If we can do, I mean, we're living proof here that and guys, listen, it's never too late.
Yeah.
It's never too late to make a change, make the decision, and get healthy. 70+% of our population is either overweight or obese.
And honestly, you just start with walking, moving.
Anything.
Yeah, just move around. I have the Oura ring.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
So
I track everything. And I mean, I'm kind of built like this, but you're just kind of pushing the limits of movement every single day. Because we've been sitting for 3 hours. I'll go move for another hour, and then I got sitting in this.
Yeah.
Just move around, track it. And just by doing that, you'll see noticeable energy improvements.
I love that. So get your blood panel, get an Oura ring, start tracking your sleep, because sleep, as good as all the red light and the cryotherapy is, all running, and the foundation of health and wellness is still sleep. Sleep is number one. Everything else is a distant number two.
When you get to a certain level of when you can and you have resources to do so, one of the biggest things that has changed my life is I hired a nutritionalist. They ran allergies,
yes,
and then my blood, and then they created a menu, and then I have a house manager now who cleans and does laundry and cooks every day.
Wow.
And it's not that expensive, to be honest with you. Like, for me, this has saved me so much stress, and I eat the same thing for all Monday through Friday. Unless I have a lunch or a dinner that I have to go to. It's the discipline and the organization around it. I don't have to think about it. The only thing I need is I probably just need to wear the same thing every day, so I could just get up and wear. That's
what I do.
That's see,
That's what I do.
But the organization of my house and then the diet has been, that's like the next phase. So if you're starting off the things we talked about with blood work and tracking, but then if you can get into another phase of organization of what you're eating, has been a complete game changer. So because as I've gotten older, I also have to think about it like, how am I going to fight this with Father Time? Father Time's undefeated. How are we going to like make sure I push that date out as far as possible? Right. And I've had 8 knee surgery. I've had a bunch of like physical things that replace hip, like shoulder, all kinds of stuff. So you're gonna sit there and cry about it, or you just gonna move around, eat a little bit better, track everything, sleep a little bit more. Like everyone who's healthy does pretty much the same thing.
Correct. We are extremely disciplined when it comes to like, I'm on a fast this week, so I'm big into fasting lately, bro. It is the thing, dude. I'm telling you.
Are you in a fast right now?
I'm doing so what I've been doing is this. Once every other month, I just started this. Well, every Monday I fast for 24 hours. I do that every week now, every Monday.
Wow.
Dude, unbelievable. So this week, I'm doing a 4-day, 24-hour fast because I'm going out on a staycation starting tonight. So
4-day, 24 hours.
Yeah, so that means it's 7 p.m. Sunday night I ate. The next meal was 7 p.m. Monday, 7 p.m. Tuesday, 7 p.m. Wednesday. So 4 24-hour fasts in a row. I've done this twice now in the past 90 days. Every single time I get more dialed in, I feel better, my body operates better, my digestion works better, I'm more shredded, my abs start popping all over the place just from fasting. And I'm not losing muscle. I just went and got a DEXA scan last month. And I thought, because I'm eating half the protein I used to, because as a meathead, I used to eat 250, 300 grams of protein a day. You had to eat 7 meals a day. Every 2 hours, I'm awake. It was like a meathead thing. Mm-hmm. And so recently, the last probably 6 months, I've been fasting every week, fasting for 16 to 18 hours a day, every day, and eating half the protein that I used to eat. Nice. I got my DEXA scan last month. DEXA scan, by the way, guys, that is the number one way to figure out your body fat percentage. It's the only one that's the gold standard, 99%. Everything else is not even close. Like all the InBodies, the things you squeeze the handles, they are not accurate. Do not go by those. Sorry to my wellness centers that have those. They're BS. They don't work. They're ridiculous.
Where do you get it? Because I've never gotten one. I haven't got one since I was in college.
Yeah, DEXA scan is right over in Sorrento Valley. It's called a DEXA scan. If you just put DEXA scan San Diego, it'll come up. They're the only ones in town.
Oh, got it.
It's like $75. You lay on a table with your clothes on. It scans over. You're done in 10 minutes, and it has every single piece of fat on your body, in your arms, your legs, your visceral fat around your organs.
That's cool.
It also detects your bone density. Bone density is a huge thing as you're getting older. We could go on all day about supplements and all that stuff, but my point is, if you really want to know your body fat, you get a DEXA scan. And again, my point is, I got tested last month, and I had the most. I'm 54. I've been getting DEXA scans since 2013. So for 12 years, at least once a year or once every other year, I've been getting a DEXA scan to test my body fat and my muscle, to see how much muscle I have in my body, like skeletal muscle, because I'm big on seeing if I can still build muscle in my 50s with an optimal level of testosterone in my body. Oh yeah, testosterone. Yes, let's go. That's a whole. I've done a lot of content on TRT now, testosterone. Yeah. Oh my God, bro, unbelievable. I'm telling the beta males, you got to step up, dude. Believe me. Anyway, I digress. So the point is that I had last month, the most skeletal muscle I've ever had on my body in my lifetime.
Wow.
Last month. And I'm fasting. I'm eating half the amount of protein for the past probably year consistently. I'm eating half the protein that I used to, and I'm working out an average of 2 days a week weightlifting. And now I'm up to 3 days a week, 45 minutes per workout. That's it.
Yeah.
And I now have the most muscle I've ever had on my frame.
Wow.
At 54 years old.
I did a Prenuvo scan. Have you heard of this?
Yes.
So highly recommend.
Doesn't that do the heart and everything?
Heart, your brain.
Yes.
It took, actually, I recorded it. I had Brandon come with me and record the whole process. And then we did a post on what the results were. It was interesting because it gives you, it's a full body MRI. So you get your heart, you get your head. I actually got it for my sister for Christmas. And so we both did it together. Takeaways are amazing. If you can afford it, it's like $2,500.
$2,500, yeah.
$2,500 for everything. But there's a lot of really good stuff in that. So doing those tests, I'm gonna get the
DEXA scan. It's humbling.
I did a 5 day fast.
You did?
Yeah, 5 days like straight.
Oh wow.
It was by the 5th day because you got to work, you got to,
Yeah.
and so by day 2 was kind of tough. 3 and 4, you're like you feel like you feel like you could crush the world.
In.
By 5, I was like, okay, I'm fucking hungry.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like really hungry because you're just not as sharp. Like I was kind of slowing down a bit where I'm like, I need some fuel.
Yeah.
Because I was going to events, I was going to to work every day. I was working out. I was still trying to do everything. And honestly, I was going to do that once every 3 months. I want to get to 7 days because they say if you can get to 7, do it consistently.
Right.
It's supposed to wipe out like 60 or 70% of bad cells.
Bad cells, cancer cells.
So.
I've been to a lot of people that come in the wellness center, like we have 15, 20 cancer survivors, people that are going through it. And I tell them first thing, just fast. You want to get rid of cancer cells fast.
Yeah.
If you want to start your health journey, if you're listening to this, do it fast. Do a 3-day fast. Start with a 24-hour fast. I got my mom. Start with 1 24-hour fast a week. Then get to 2 20, and then do 2 in a row.
Yeah.
Then do 3. If you can do a 7 to 10 day fast, you'll drop 20, 25 pounds of actual crappy stuff that's on your body, the bad cells. You replace the bad cells with the good cells. Your hormone levels go through the roof. You spike everything in your body that's a good thing. All the happy chemicals go through the roof. So I've been studying this a lot, fasting, bro.
I did this Costa Rica trip included like 3 weeks prior to no drinking, no coffee, eat clean. And then when you're there, you kind of do a mental and like spiritual reset to where you're off of your phone and you detox from that. And then coming out of it, adding certain layers of exercise and strength training stuff. I mean, so it was. I did. I don't need to go too far into it, but colonics. I'd never done one of those.
Yeah, I
before.
did one of those too.
Holy shit! I was literally like, and so you're
that
just
was
talking
something.
About, I didn't know what I was walking into.
Just the tip.
Yeah. So we'll spare everybody, but anyway,
that
just
was
thinking about health in a meaningful way and in being aware and then actually doing, and you don't have to do everything that we've just talked about, right? But just doing one, adding one down the road, just trying new things. Like none of the things we're talking, some of the things we're talking about, they're just cheap, free. You can do it right now and you'll see an impact. Right. And then you get addicted to it. Like you said, like the health and wellness thing is addicting.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
that's what you want.
Yeah, start to get into it where you're almost like I just don't want to eat bad, or some of that stuff is just like you start to make decisions according to like this addiction.
Yeah, people that come in the wellness center, the cryotherapy, the freezing cold chamber, 100 below zero. You stand in a refrigerator, it's cold air. The amount of people that come in, they say, JD, last week I couldn't get in here. I literally lost my mind.
Oh, geez.
I need this cryotherapy because cryotherapy releases dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin. These are the natural ways the body can heal itself. People just don't know how to trigger those healing properties. So to your point, you want to make it an obsession and to where it's addicting, and it does. Like red light therapy, I do sauna. I get home, I do my sauna every single night. I get home, I do 45 minutes of my sauna. It's a non-negotiable. Any type of negative vibration, or like say an anxiety vibration I've had in my body from running around all day and running all the companies and going through a cash flow hell and all that stuff, immediately anxiety melts away in 15, 20 minutes in a sauna.
Awesome.
So to your point again, start with one thing. Add on to it, because and when it comes to a health journey, don't focus on the future. Don't focus on, oh my gosh, I got to lose this much weight. I got to lose 20 pounds, 30 pounds, 40 pounds. I've got to do this workout this many. No. When it comes to the health journey, the only way that you're going to make the long haul when it comes to a health journey and turning the page on and flipping the switch on your health is by taking it one day at a time. Focus on the one day. Do your things, eat a little bit cleaner. I always tell people, start with water. Everybody that I coach in health and wellness, I say, how much water are you drinking? Are you drinking it? And they look at me and I can tell, okay, you're not drinking water. I can tell. Start with water. Start for a full month, drink a gallon of water a day. See what happens. Get off soda. Oh, I drink sodas. Okay, get off soda. Pull one thing. Start and take it when it comes to your health, take it one day at a time. Yeah. And when you finish that day, okay, beautiful. I got in the sauna today. Like every day, I do cryotherapy every morning. I do red light therapy in the middle of the day. I do sauna at the end of the day. I'll do a weight training session. I eat 20 eggs total a day, 10 per meal. I eat 2 meals, 10 eggs per meal. That's what I'm eating pretty much all the time now. I take all my supplements, all this thing every single day. What else? Compression therapy, go down the list here. And that's, okay, I finished the day. Check. Boom, done. Let me start tomorrow. Start fresh tomorrow. If you focus on tomorrow and you focus ahead, you're going to burn out quick. immediately.
That's exactly right. When you start small and you start building the momentum, then much easier to create new habits versus trying to go from 0 to 100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you take on
with anything, really.
Oh yeah, anything.
Truly with anything.
Yeah.
Like these small wins equal, big progress. And like people want to see a six pack right away. It's not going to happen. But if they start to make those little small daily things, and like that can be like what's the saying? How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It's just small incremental wins. Figure out how
Yep.
to. Because that also creates momentum, like
Correct.
whether it's health or business or personal, like these small wins start to build confidence and momentum and progress over perfection. And so that you can change just about anything in your life if you start thinking about things like that.
The little stack.
I don't know. What do we know? But I think
win stacking.
Win stacking. Yeah, exactly.
Daily, tiny little win stacking because you feel good about yourself. And here's the thing. Here's the other thing. Celebrate your wins.
Yeah.
Celebrate the wins.
You want to know a hack that I
Yes,
use real quick?
Of course.
So if I lose a deal, negotiating deal, or lose a recruit, or things are just going shitty, right? Like I always look at it like, okay, how do I bounce back or rebound? I'll call my cell company. I'll call DirecTV or you. I just need to negotiate a price. Like Verizon's an easy one, right? Hey, I'm going to switch to Sprint. I'm canceling. I save myself $50, right?
Yeah.
And I go back and forth with them. Hey, you know what? I'll stay, but you got to cut me here. This is what they're offering me. Cut me here. It's so easy. You can save $50 just by one phone call.
You just reminded me. I need to get on the phone with them.
Yeah, well, good. Well, make sure you negotiate a $50 off your monthly
Whatever.
bill. It's just like a small win, and that nobody does it really. Or you just you go to Starbucks or somewhere and you just ask for a courtesy 15% discount. They'll always do it.
Always.
Yeah. And so you get just like a small win.
Yeah.
Just when things suck, just give yourself a win somewhere.
And
change the momentum somehow, some way. Don't get stuck in the bullshit. I have like a 24-hour rule. I don't give a shit what happened. When I wake up the next day, it's a new day, baby. We made it. And so you got to attack the day with it. Just an incredible enthusiasm for figuring out whatever you got to do, no matter what just happened the day before. I always used to be like, if somebody quit or resigned, it would like dagger to the heart.
Oh yeah,
because you
feel
feel
like months.
Yeah, and it was just wasting fucking time. It's like you left someone else's opportunity. Go find them.
Jeff Fenster talks about this a lot.
Yeah,
Jeff Fenster,
Jeff's great. Yeah,
he talks about his pity party. He goes, "I'll have like I don't remember if he says 2 hours or 5 hours or 24 hours. I don't remember what his pity party is. But then as soon as my pity party's done, that's it. I move on with my life.
I love that.
He goes, I give myself this much time to have my pity party when something went wrong, when something failed, and then that's it. I come out of my pity party. Done.
He was. We were on his podcast, and we were the same thing as the first time we'd ever met.
Yeah.
And we went 3 hours. We were just like sitting there, or 2 hours. I don't know. We were just sitting there talking. Like, God, we could talk forever.
Oh yeah.
A couple entrepreneurs could talk to each other forever because there's a lot more similarities than differences. So and it's weird. The more you talk, the more you're like, I believe in the same exact thing.
Yeah. I mean,
Like,
because we're psychotic people first and foremost.
I have been called that before.
Yeah, we're crazy.
Yeah.
Like you have to be crazy to be an entrepreneur and to stick with it and to put in the effort that it requires. It like to this day, 20 years in I am, and I'm still working 80, 90 hours a week, up at night, emailing, texting. I don't care because I love it because I've been called. So folks, the bottom line is, do you feel called? Do you feel called into what you're doing? And by the way, I wanted to ask that let's come back to you, Casey, here. Do you feel what keeps you going? Like you put it like building companies, scale. You could literally stop with Mission Valley, and you're going to be okay comfortably financially. Mm-hmm. You'll be fine, right? Yeah. Absolutely fine. What continues to? Why take over the Palm Springs, South Bay? Why? Like what keeps you going?
Yeah, it's a really good question. I think impact is really important. I have always loved like the idea of leadership and what people respond to. I also like seeing things in people that they don't see in themselves and trying to extract greatness out of everyone. I love building teams to see how big we can all go and grow together. So those things like impact. And now what I'm really enjoying is 10xing the business, but also 10xing my life. So I'm not sacrificing one for the other. They're working hand in hand where I never understood that. And so making an impact within other areas because of the impact I can make in business. The word impact and figuring out how to lead and grow and build and momentum and those types of things and still being just at a core, like being a good human and trying to do things just not outside of my professional life. Personally, I want to give back. I want to build certain things outside of just the business, and they start to work together. And that's really been the cool part of like the growth side of the business. Like you're not just, if you're just growing or doing something because of the money, I think you're missing so many other areas. And so that to me has been really fun. And it's something that, if you ask me in 2 or 5 or 10 years, it may be something else. It could be something more bigger and better. But as of right now, I love that. I love seeing people on the team and helping them build and grow themselves and how we can all work collectively together to be more, to perform better, but also have a lot of fun doing it. So, because we're spending a lot of time at work, and how can we have a good time and perform and enjoy what we do to where we feel it's meaningful and impactful?
I love it, dude. I love it because you said it. If you're chasing money, you're not going to make it. You're not going to make the long haul. Yeah. If you're just chasing money, it's just not going to work. You have to chase service.
Yeah.
You have to chase impact. Like, would you say, do you feel called? Do you feel like it's your purpose?
Yeah. I have felt like that for a number of years. I've started to recognize it more as I've gotten older. And so having that purpose and seeing like what you like to do and what you feel you've been given a gift to do is something that's really, really important to me.
And so because we, again, go all day. We're 2.5 hours in here. Let's finish on this. I want you to give a charge to the listeners and viewers. Let's say they've got something on their heart, or they're like, man, I feel like I'm stuck. I don't feel like I have purpose. I don't know if I have a calling. I don't like my job, my relationships. I know we talked about health. I know we talked about that.
Yeah.
Lean into start there. But give them some encouragement of, where besides health, like to make something happen, like to make a change.
Yeah.
And like give them hope.
We talked about a couple of things. One was health, but 2 was mindset. And when I say mindset is your most of the time, and I'll speak for myself, most of the time when I'm feeling like this unhappiness, I'm putting it on someone else. Like the girl didn't like me, the customer fired me, I'm pointing the finger oftentimes. One of the things that happens when you start pointing the finger is you have no control over what any of those people do. When you start to say, whatever is happening to me or going on, I am responsible, and what am I going to do to get out of this? That awareness and that realization, that's day one. That's like minute, second one for you to actually make change. So I think, first of all, take ownership of whatever is going on. Stop blaming anyone or anything. Or any scenario. None of that is anything that you can control. And the sooner that you can recognize that and start to have the mindset that this is a me thing, it also creates an opportunity. So you look at this as like, hey, this is what's going on. So it's not to say bad things are not going to happen. Of course they're going to happen. It's to say, all right, what am I learning from this? How am I going to grow out of this? What am I going to do about it? And be very intentional with actionable steps. So if what we're saying with health is not resonating with you, then what does resonate with you? What is the quickest, most actionable, most highly impactful thing that you can do to get your mind right? Because I do believe mindset and how you train your mind to think, like optimism, energy, a lot of different things. When you start working on that and focus on that, then you can do a lot of different things. And one of those things is, like you said, I'm not gonna feel a bunch of sorrow or pity or woe is me. Like that's just out the window. And again, it's easy to talk like that when things are really good. And it's a lot more difficult when things actually do feel completely overwhelming. But the only way out of it is like, this is on me. I have to figure this out. It's not my kids. It's not my wife. It's the airplane model. You're like, hey, put your mask on first before you can start helping others. That's really where it has to start, is that realization of like, hey, this is actually going to be me that's got to get my way out of it. No circumstance or nothing else. No one's going to fly in and save me. Do something about it. And honestly, stop feeling sorry for yourself. Like that, there's bad in the world. There's no question, but how you respond and react and how you show up, that's your life. So take accountability for that and be the best version of yourself. And start on a path that's productive. Like, be a productive member of society. Be a great husband. Be a great father. Be a great coworker. Be a great entrepreneur. Like, why do we settle for okay? Like, I don't believe in that. There should be whatever your name is, there should be a Casey way. There should be a JD way. There should be a wellness that there's a level of excellence that you should strive for.
I love it. Absolutely. And so I had something that you just said. Where do they, so mindset's everything. Everything. You said it. Where do they start when it comes to changing a mindset? Give them some pointers on podcasts, books. Yeah. Give them some mindset shifting ways to start reprogramming the mind.
So one of the things is to absolutely cut all the negative, nonsensical, get rid of the news. Don't watch. Look at your Twitter feed. Look at your social media feed. What is being pushed into your brain? And anything that doesn't serve this high performance, positive energy and attitude, cut it. Same with friendships. Like you may have to do a cleanse before you can start adding. Right. So if you just say, hey, I want to cut anything that's not serving the purpose of where I want to go, cut it. Like, and honestly, you don't need to make some big deal. You don't have to call 3 friends being like, hey, you didn't do this. Just cut them. Just stop engaging. Right.
Yep, 100%.
And start cleaning up your feed. Start cleaning up the things in your life that I think little things like that, if you could just start making small changes by cutting, you can't cut. If a business is suffering, you can't cut your way to profitability. You can cut your way to like a level of like, okay, now, but you got to grow your way out of it.
Yeah.
And so the same thing is like, yeah, initially when times go bad in business, you're going to cut, but you can't keep cutting or else you don't have a business, right? So same thing in personal growth is sometimes you've got to cut before you can add.
That's right.
And so I think you can look at that. It's like if you just write down all the different things that are not serving you and what you can realistically cut, you should, or at least start to change and evolve it. I think that's important.
I love that, dude. I haven't really heard that. Start there because we're talking, add this for mindset. No. First thing you do is cut what's coming into your brain now. The bad stuff, the stuff that's not serving you.
Yeah. And I even
love that.
In addition to that, I think one of the things is if you've looked at the things that are not serving you, there are certain things you don't necessarily need to cut, but you need to change. So you have to decide, is this something I got to cut or something I got to change? If it is something you have to change, as in maybe your job, maybe you just say, hey, look, I'm going to go sit down with my boss and I'm going to set up a meeting, but I'm going to make it a productive meeting. Meaning a lot of times people come in and they go, man, I want more money, and they complain, they do this or that. No, sit down and say, look, I want to go here. Help me get there. Tell me some things I can do to make your life easier, boss. Like, what are some things I can do to grow, or what can I learn? Everybody, almost 90% of the people that want to come meet with me are like, can I get a raise?
Yeah. I need to get more money.
The easiest way for you to get a raise with me, the easiest is like, hey, here are the things that I see that you're working on. Here's the way I can make them easier. If I do that, can we talk about maybe a financial incentive for me so I can continue to take things off of your plate and we can continue to build and grow together? Like, add value. Have a realistic conversation on some of these things. It's either cut it or change it. And on the change stuff, don't be afraid to have difficult conversations. Crucial Conversations is a book every person should read once a year.
Crucial Conversations.
Crucial Conversation. It changed my life, and it is something that I will go back to. I'll either listen to it or read some of it in multiple different times of my life. But it's really, what are those things that you want to change in your life?
What's the premise behind that? The book.
The book is really just having difficult conversations, and it's whether it's negotiation, whether it's relationship, whether it's business, talking to your boss, talking to a coworker, talking to your friends. A lot of times if we just communicate clearly and without being too hypersensitive about things, then you can get somewhere really, really quickly. Like, communicating is also one of those. It's free. Learn how to do it effectively. Your life will change.
Yes.
Right. So we're not talking about adding like a dietitian or a house manager. I'm talking about just fundamentally recognizing where you're at, what's serving you and what's not, and doing something about it today. Crucial Conversations is a book. It should be like a mandatory required thing that every person should be doing in school is read that and then read it once a year. It's that good.
Wow.
Change your life.
I've never even heard of the book.
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Incredible.
I was actually we did a great promo where I was what did we do? We did something on social media, we gave away books, and I was like, man, nobody's going to do this. And I said, this book has changed my life.
Wow.
Here's how it changed my life. If you want one, just message me and I'll send you one. I got like, what did I have? Like 50, 70 people that I had to buy a shit ton of books. And I got all these hard copies and I put a little quote in there from the book, and then I FedEx it to them. We're talking about people I don't even know. They just follow me on social media. And I felt really good about it because every one of them read it and then came back with one of their takeaways. Wow. It's really, really good. I'll send it to you. It's amazing book.
I love it. Dude, this was a great way to end this. This was fantastic. Everything that you just laid out. If it needs, not necessarily needs to be cut or changed, because that's everything. Yeah. Everything is who we're surrounding ourselves with, what kind of information we're allowing into our brain every day. That's everything.
Yeah.
That's everything. And then your health.
Well, and people are confused as to why they're, feeling depressed or they're negative, is because everything that you're consuming, bad food, bad social media, bad news, negative people in your life, like all of those things are just adding. I don't give a shit how positive you are. If every one or every person or everything that I'm consuming is going to be negative or going to spin it, or it's going to be something that I don't necessarily align with, it's going to have an impact. Have you ever been in a bad relationship or in a bad culture? Or if you've been in some of these situations, it feels like a fucking tornado and you don't even know you're in it. You're just spiraling around. So the first thing is just sitting down, recognizing what's not serving you, and figuring out I either got to cut it or change it.
Brilliant, dude. Brilliant. Love it, dude. Outstanding. We could go all day. I was so excited about this. This was freaking awesome, bro. Casey LeBlanc, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming on, sharing your very valuable time with us and the viewers and the listeners, Lord. We just thank you.
I appreciate
Seriously,
it. This was really awesome.
Incredible. Lord, thank you for Casey LeBlanc. Seriously, you've sent us an incredible man that's just taking territory, making it happen. You're an inspiration to so many people, brother. Really, seriously, it's been an honor, been a pleasure. Real Deal Talk, Casey LeBlanc, New Venture Escrow. Let's go. That's a wrap.
Awesome.